Um,
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis, DGS 1041 FM KMOX. Oh, thank God it's sunny.
That's nice.
Too bad it's not 80. No, I'm kidding.
Isn't it funny how, what's the word I'm looking for? Maddening we are, how just never happy. Like when it was 88 degrees 3 weeks ago.
He was like, I wish it was 50.
I was like, I want my Halloween. I want my October. And I want it to be rainy. And I want leaves on the wet ground. And I got it. And then I'm like, where's the sun? I'm so depressed.
What you want is that perfection, right? The cool weather with some clouds and sun, but not rain.
Yeah.
Like light, fluffy clouds.
Yeah. I want October from an 80s movie.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Not October from The Hunt for Red October.
So I typically fill one page of notes, but last night I had a little extra.
you got the juice.
Had the juice.
Je ne sais quoi.
And I did 3 pages, most of it unusable, I'm guessing.
Oh?
See, here's the thing. Even after 25 years, I struggle a little bit because I'm weird. Everyone knows I'm weird. People listen partly because I'm weird and very philosophic and existential. Not that I'm any smarter than anyone. I just think that way. But I never know like how much people want to hear of that sort of exposition. You know, I had this thought. What about this and what about that? And, you know, humanity and blah. And I just don't know whether people are intrigued by that or if there's like, yeah, whatever. Talk about the sheriff, you know, even after 25 years.
Well, I would say keep following the formula that you've been using for 25 years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably
it's
good
true.
advice.
Because it's mixed up. It's not all that.
Yeah.
But that stuff is a part of the draw. At least we have it. And, you know, some of the dumb fights. Those are fun, too.
Yeah, I was just talking to Beth. I love Beth, our news director. And she's very open to the existential thoughts, and she had others. And last night I spent a lot of time just thinking about our society and the way it is or the way it could be. And I was texting with Trish and Nick and saying, like, what if we, like, this all seems so made up. Just the rules. Like, we live for 200,000 years as humans with the same brain. Like, as I understand it, there's basically no difference between my brain and a human 200,000 years ago, which parenthetically, isn't it amazing?
At least biologically.
That they didn't just throw one genius who was just like, I'm going to invent the wheel. I'm going to build bridges. And like,
Maybe they did.
Or maybe they did. Maybe they did.
Maybe that's how that stuff happened.
Which is probably a more believable scenario, that maybe we've done this a few times over that span of time and we just keep crashing it into the ground and picking up the pieces and starting over. But anyway, and then Beth brought up something interesting. She said, if you think that we did this all over again from the very beginning, we would evolve the same way societally, that we would find ourselves in 2025 with basically the same society that we have now? That's an interesting question.
I guess the way I would answer it is by asking a question. How many large societies haven't been kind of the way that this is? I mean, was Rome kind of like this?
No, I mean humans. Like if you could go back 100,000 years.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because
and
if we
push
track it
reset.
back, almost every society has got a similar structure.
Yes.
There's powerful people. There's poor people. There's a lot of violence. I mean, like, it's not.
So that's just the human way.
At least the way it went. I mean, I guess we'd have to go back to pre-human to see if there would be a change. But I don't know. It's a great question.
And it's very arrogant of me to say I'm disappointed in humanity, but it's 2025. And I open up my computer today and front page of Drudge and Trump saying, we're going to start testing nuclear weapons immediately. And then Putin responds and says, well, I wasn't going to, but now I'm going to. Like third graders. Like, how dare you, both of you? How did we get here? I wish you were all stoned.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think we all agree with you.
No, I do. And
Yeah.
I think the part that's maddening, right? The part that's maddening is there are so many people who claim to not want this type of society, but then they do those things. Right? There's so many people that have a good book of some kind, and it's a guide for how to be good. And then so many of those people, not all, clearly not all, right? There are plenty of great people. I think we all, wouldn't you guys agree there are more good people than bad people? Because if there were more bad people, we'd be constantly fighting in the streets. You know what I mean? Like, I think the majority of people are good and do just want to live their life and be happy and do fun
You know what
things.
I think it is, Wheels? I think it's like our current politics. I just saw a study that said only 8-point-something% of the American population is considered to be extreme. Only 8%.
Right.
So out of humanity, I would say that the vast majority of us are just normies.
Yeah.
We're a mixed bag. We're good. We're bad. We're reliable. We're unreliable. And then there are the Stan Musials and the Jimmy Stewarts and, of the world who just seem to be especially good and they're just solid. And then you have the really bad people. And just like the extremists in our society today sort of rule the day, right? With elections and they're getting elected and the normies are not. It seems like the kind of evil people on our planet during any given generation have undue influence for their numbers.
Yeah, I have an idea. At least in the times that I can conceive of. Okay, so I'm talking somewhat modern, right? Egyptian society, Roman society, Greek society, the British Empire, these things. It's always money. The powerful people can always influence for their purposes because everyone else needs money. You need to eat, you need to have a house, you need to take care of your children, you need to do all of these things. So I think what a lot of it is driven, power is driven through some form of wealth, whether back in the day it was who had the most food or who had the best hunting tools or whatever, all the way up to now, it's the people that have the most wealth.
And isn't that sad? And I don't mean to be Mr. Pollyannish or like an alien that just landed and I'm like, oh, you poor people. But isn't it sad that of all the ways we maybe could have evolved, we evolved this way that since basically we kept history, you're right. Whether you had more seashells than the next guy, or you had more cattle or more spears, or more people or more land or more resources, it's been that way for about 10,000 years. And it kind of sucks. It's only really good for 5% of the people.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, and I think even there are people that are not wealthy that are also bad, right?
Sure.
This is not saying not all wealthy people are bad either.
No,
that's not the point at
the
all.
difference between people and systems.
Right, exactly, right. And the fact is, it might not. I don't know if we have a parallel. I've never looked into it, studied it, but I don't know if there are parallels in other animal species where those that have the resources. I mean, you can watch certain animals will protect their territory, and they will kill to protect their territory because they want what's theirs, and others follow them for whatever reason.
True.
A wolf pack, initially it's the young ones following their parents in the wild, obviously. Yeah. And then they have their own little group. And if something comes from outside that group to try to threaten it, well, what are they going to do? They're going to fight. There's going to be some kind of competition. I mean, do we have this kind of thing in chimpanzees, gorillas, where there are hierarchies of those that have more? I don't know. I've never studied it. But I know that there are tribes of them that fight each other.
Wes says, good afternoon, DGS. I love this topic. A lot of the issues we have today come about because we evolved in small tribes, and now we have millions and billions of people living together. I think that's true, Wes.
No, that's a really good point, that the larger the number, the more you're going to have of everything.
I made the point, and this is not, I'm not smart enough to make this point with an agenda. I'm not saying we should be socialists or anything like that. I'm just saying that I'm not sure what kind of government can effectively govern almost 500 million people like we have, where you're so diverse. And now it's very, very diverse because we have the reds and the blues, right? And
What if this is just a step towards something that's
Sure.
going to be where we're going to go back towards being in smaller groups? And I don't mean in the next 10, 20 years. I'm talking in the next 200, 300 years, where, maybe it's less about big countries and more about what it's like in a lot of Europe, where you have a lot of smaller countries. And sure does seem that the people in those smaller countries are happier when you ask them. I mean, what are the countries that always rank as the happiest on earth?
Nordic.
But they're small.
Yeah.
That's manageable. And you have more common ideas to share and less, I guess, dissent because of that, right? People are more alike. Like, think about it. If you're in your own family, you're a lot more likely to have a similar view than if you bring in other families who might see things differently, have a different religion, eat different food, do whatever, and that can create challenge.
Yeah, but I don't think avoiding challenge is the way to fix what we're going through. I think diversity is a beautiful thing if you want it to be a beautiful thing. If you want everyone to think the exact way you do, then yeah, like diversity is kind of a bummer and it is hard to govern everyone because it's like we're just not on the same page. But if you can make peace with the fact that other people are different than you, then it's like a cause for celebration.
Which maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm myopic about myself, but I feel like I have. Like, I'm sure I have my own built-in soft racism and stereotypes and things like that. I mean, we all do. We all grew up in a certain family. But for the most part, at 61, I feel very comfortable with all the different races and creeds and nationalities and religions. And I'm like, this. I was always taught that that's what makes us strong. Like Rach just said.
Yeah.
From the time I was in first grade, I was taught that.
We're a melting pot.
A melting pot. You took the words out of my mouth, Rach. We're a melting pot. And I said this before about 5 years ago, and I'll say it again. I think what happened is we became a melting pot, and a large, or maybe not large, a certain percentage of our citizenry said, this sucks. Even though they bragged for generations that this is what we are, this is what makes us great. You give us your huddled masses and we're a melting pot. And then it happened. Now we have a totally different demographic than we did in 1945. And I think a lot of people don't like it.
I don't think what I'm talking about for the long term is about dividing based on race. I'm talking about on similar values, similar ideas of how you'd like to live.
Yeah, and I wasn't saying that's what you were
I know.
saying.
I think that's maybe the problem is where we've come from. We started off by being separate. That led to lots of differences, right? So people that are of my color skin didn't live in the same parts of the world. And we're talking eons ago, right? Thousands and thousands, 10,000 years ago. People with light skin like me did not live in the same place as people with darker skin. So you didn't have commonality. As we've modernized and you can travel and you can cross the globe and you can do all these things, it's been merged together. But those ideas are only separate because of the times that we developed as our various traits, hair color, skin color, things like that. We're kind of going to be going future past all of that. So we're coming from a place where we are all together. We understand there isn't that big of it. Most of us understand there isn't that big of a difference. That differences are more about where you're raised, how you're raised, and culturally where you are, as opposed to what you look like or how tall you are or anything like that. So if you're looking ahead down the road, I wouldn't think that the divides would be like, this group of people goes back to being in the group with the same people that all look alike. It's more about, do we realize that it's like you're saying, Dave, do we realize over time, it's just easier to manage smaller groups and damn near impossible to manage billions of people.
I told you guys this a couple weeks ago, but our CIA guy who we like a lot on TikTok.
Yeah. Which Kiriakou or
the other guy,
Bustamante
said that the U.S. government has studied this extensively with the CIA for the purpose of manipulating people.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's the U.S. citizenry or it's a Russian asset,
Right?
And they found that higher than 95% of humans are 95% the same.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to try to recruit you out of Russia, or I'm going to try to recruit Andrew out of Yemen,
yeah,
you're 95% the same guy.
Yeah. Same needs.
Yeah.
Same desires.
Same
and
motivations.
And that 5% is what we end up focusing on instead of the fact that the 95% exists.
Joliel says, were people okay with being in a melting pot, or were they just okay with it as long as it felt unchallenged? Glenn says, just keep church and state separate. Jake says, I blame the Irish.
Well, we took a lot of blame when we came here.
Yeah, take a little
Why
more.
do I say we? It wasn't me. None of us were alive. I'm just a plain old guy from the Midwest.
Looking for your dream home in Wentzville? Welcome to Sutton Farms by Lombardo Homes, where community and comfort come together. Enjoy resort-style living with a private clubhouse, indoor courts, a splash pad, sand volleyball, walking trails, and even a dog park. Choose from our newest Parkside series, or design your own custom home in our nature or traditional series, all within the top-rated Wentzville School District. Discover the perfect blend of small-town charm and modern convenience at Sutton Farms, located off Piney Road in Wentzville. Visit LombardoHomes.com to learn more.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
For your best vision, visit the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. They're the doctors' doctors. And what that means is more than 250 doctors trust their eyes to the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranja Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. So you should trust your eyes to them as well. Doctors Birdie and Malhotra are also cornea surgeons. They're experts in diagnosis and treatment of diseases of the eye, dry eye, allergy eyes, cataracts, macular degeneration, glaucoma, and yes, they do LASIK surgery as well. So do it today. Make an appointment with the doctors' doctors, the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, and protect your sight. Call them at 314-966-5000. That's 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com. You can find Ophthalmology Associates at 12990 Manchester Road, just a half mile west of 270 on eastbound Manchester. youridoc.com.
Hey Dave, it's Tamara, the flavor temptress, and your good friend from Clementine's Ice Cream. I just wanted to say congratulations on 25 years. Not only are you the sexiest man in daytime radio, but you're probably the only man with the best looking feet. Here's to the next 25. Cheers to you, my friend.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Total Information AM, weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 124. Well, that segment went well. People are digging it.
Yeah.
I just told Rach I could do 8 hours of this.
Yeah.
I could do 8 hours of this.
Should do the Existential Dave podcast.
Yeah. Maybe I should.
And just put them all in a can and do it as a series. Like
Maybe
just
I should. I would love
a
that.
6-episode series, and then you can do more if you want. I'll join you.
Oh, now it's a 2-man show.
Well, I didn't say, well, you want to do a monologue? Go ahead.
Want to hear some of the dumber things I wrote down last night?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm blonde.
You are blonde.
I know. I just thought that was so amazing.
You got blonde eyebrows.
Yeah. Like I was texting with my niece, Aura, and she said something about how blonde I was. And I'm like, God, you're right. Like it's been so long since I've had any hair. I forgot how white blonde I was my whole life.
And you were blonde like up until
right till I lost
till
it.
the end.
Are you guys
Yeah.
hearing that?
No. What is
The
it?
wind in my microphone. Is that? Can you hear that?
I hear something.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to move the fan. Hold on, go ahead. Sorry.
The fan is pulsing directly into mic 1.
Yeah, we have this big ass floor fan blowing on us
It's
because
very hot in here.
for the second week in a row, it's just oppressively hot. So
There, that's better, right?
Yeah, I can't hear it at all now.
I feel like I was hearing in my head. It was like,
I also wrote down Larry Bird.
yeah,
I think he's the best basketball player of all time.
he is not, but he was great.
And I
It was like incorrect. Next.
Wrong, but you know.
Hey, listen, he
You
was
got the
great,
spirit.
man. He was great.
and I wrote down Prince because I
Okay.
think he's probably the most intuitive, natural musician of our generation.
Also wrong.
No, I have no opinion on that.
Prince played
What
Larry
a
Bird.
beautiful person too. I just
Prince
Googled
could play
Prince.
basketball.
Is it true that they're doing that thing with the Timberwolves court this year, Wheels?
I don't know.
That they're playing a handful of home games with like a princed out
I
home
don't know.
court with
I
like a
hadn't seen
bunch
that.
with his little thing in the middle and it's all purple.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that.
Timberwolves being a Minnesota team
Yeah,
where he's from.
pretty good idea there.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I also wrote down nail clippers because I finally saw a new set of nail clippers last night,
Like new style.
like a new style.
Oh,
What's it like?
It's scary.
is it?
Yeah,
I kind of want it now.
I don't know how it works. It sort of grabs your toenail. I'm just like,
Oh, the
Some
toenail.
sort of
Mm.
yes.
some
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of guillotine.
Those are a
kind
problem,
of-
man.
Oh, I hate cutting my toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything about it.
Yeah, I push it till it's time. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
I'm
same.
never proactive.
Yeah.
Same.
I
It
don't
creates a huge problem in my life,
Yeah.
actually.
I don't even know if I want to be with a person
Yeah.
who doesn't let them get a little corn chippy.
Uh-huh.
You know, when I start developing holes in my socks in the big toe, it's time to cut the toenails.
Uh-huh.
Get a little pterodactyl.
Man, we are an attractive bunch around here.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM. Your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
This is Todd Krenz with Krenz Financial Group. For over 6 decades, we have helped St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose and live with confidence. Selling your business is a major milestone. Before and after the sale, our role is to help cut through complexity and create a clear financial strategy focused on your legacy. We often coordinate with your attorney and CPA to ensure everything is aligned so your plan not only fits today, but continues working for you in the future. Your goals, our mission. Start today at kfgadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Servicing. Member FINRA/SIPC. Prince Financial Group is not a broker-dealer.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by the Pauley Agency. Hey, St. Louis, how would you like to see if you, your family, or employees qualify for a health insurance plan that has open enrollment year-round? Call the Pauley Agency. We put the "sure" in insurance. Call to set an appointment at 636-222-2149.
Tons of sunshine going through our Thursday afternoon. It's chilly, but it is late October. 58 for the high. Tonight, clear and cold, but well above the freezing point. 40 for the overnight low. Friday, sunny, breezy. Upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Upper 40s, low 50s for trick-or-treat time. 41 for the overnight low. The weekend, first weekend of November, partly sunny skies Saturday, maybe a sprinkle as a weak little cool front comes by. 55, it reinforces the northwest flow. Sunday, sunny and 59. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Most people don't know that 1 out of every 6 margaritas ordered are requested to be spicy. Trouble is, it's almost impossible for a bartender to make a spicy margarita taste the same way twice. Problem solved. Enter Ghost Tequila, a perfectly spicy spirit to bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level. Crafted with 100% Blue Weber agave and infused with just a hint of ghost pepper, Ghost Tequila is the only option for making scarily good cocktails with a touch of heat. Available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, Total Wine and more, and wherever fine spirits are sold. Ghost Tequila, brought to you by our friends at Lore Wine and Spirits.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-908-8646 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-908-8646. That's 800-908-8646. What do you have to lose? Call 800-908-8646. Again, 800-908-8646.
Dave Glover, celebrating 25 years.
Dave, Tom Ackerman, congratulations on 25 years. My radio brother, you just have this great sound and somebody that I absolutely follow on a daily basis. Just think you're great at what you do. Congratulations.
Sponsored by Law Office of Susan L. Ward.
Welcome back, guys. DJS. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, you see that Megan Lynch is with us from Total Information AM. And here's what happened. Every now and then, someone from the newsroom will just sort of barge in, right?
Yeah.
It's usually Michael Calhoun because it's store mode.
Yeah.
But Megan heard us talking about toenails, and she's like, I got to get in on this. I got to get in on this. So, okay. No, you have a story about AI and children and psychologists. This is really interesting. We talk about this all the time.
Well, you know, I cover a lot of tech issues, and this has just kind of been bothering me, what I've heard building about AI and what it can do kind of in the sexual fantasy realm. And so I think for both adults and young people, it could be really dangerous. So I reached out to several people. I talked to a clinical psychologist that deals with sexual dysfunction. I talked to a sexologist, and then I talked to the head of a sexual violence prevention organization. They're all equally concerned about what people are doing online with AI chatbots, with images, with other things. It's so realistic, and it's allowing people to play out fantasies that are very much on the fringe of what is normal sexual behavior. And so the real concern is, how disconnected are people going to be from reality? And how is it going to affect real life relationships? And in some cases, will it lead to sexual violence because people are creating this incredible pornography?
And they could have just programmed it not to do that.
They
right?
could have.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that experts that deal with kids and teens are really alarmed about, is the fact that for a lot of kids, even if they say to these AI chatbots that they are underage, there have been a number of studies showing that these chatbots will start sexualized conversations. It's like sexual harassment by a computer, basically. And you have to wonder, where is this coming from? Why can they not take this out of the programming? And really, sometimes even starting to try to play out scenarios with young people. And so you have to wonder, so for an adult, if that happens, you've got more context to deal with it. A kid, no.
Yeah. Yeah. When Sam Altman, I think it was, or Ellison one, came out a couple weeks ago and said, hey, just so you know, ChatGPT can sext with you. I thought, what a strange thing to say. What a strange announcement. What a strange business strategy.
Well, I mean, and it's not like, I mean, yes, we're sexual beings, right? However, why in the world were there not more controls built into the training for this? I think that's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah.
And you remember when they changed the version of ChatGPT from one that was very friendly and, would come on to people, to one that was a little more serious? People freaked out because they had created these AI girlfriends and boyfriends. They were getting married, having what they felt like were real sexual relationships with these AI chatbots.
So something similar, pardon me, happened to me earlier this year. I told these guys about it. I had never even seen ChatGPT because I'm not very techie. And so I popped it up and I was going through some personal stuff like we all do, and had decisions to make. And I told ChatGPT all about it. And it counseled me, quote unquote, for about 40 minutes. And it came out with the outcome that I was favoring. So I was happy. And I came in, I told these guys, and I said it on the air, like, I've done 20 years of therapy, and I think this is the best therapy session I've ever had. About a week later, the story came out that it is designed to agree with you. And it was like, it was such a moment for me, because I thought I could have really made a mistake,
It's like an echo chamber.
Advice.
Yeah.
It's like an echo chamber, and it's designed to make people feel happy, because guess what? It's engagement. That's how these companies keep you using their tools, is by engaging you and hooking you in and keeping you there as long as possible.
Thoughts, guys?
I guess I'm just questioning why this technology needs to be made available to children.
A lot of people are questioning that. And, one of the people that I interviewed, she basically said, look, we've criminalized a lot of things. We've banned a lot of things in this country that we think are dangerous to young people. What's the issue with this? And it has to be money behind it, is what a lot of people think. And it's one of those things where, we've seen the stories recently of kids who've committed suicide because of their interactions with these AI chatbots. But the thought is that until it happens to someone who's a big stakeholder,
right,
then probably nothing is going to happen.
Yeah, there's a story yesterday on Drudge that at any given time, there are 1 million people having conversations about suicide who are having suicidal ideations with ChatGPT.
And I think for parents out there, this was kind of my takeaway. I asked each of these people, if you've got kids, I've got teenagers, this scares me to death because, like it wouldn't take long for a kid to get sucked into this. I mean, what do you do? And basically they were like, right now, it comes down to you having really open conversations with your kids and not being judgmental, which can be really hard. Because I think our instinct as parents is just to take the devices away, period. Or, take their access to certain things away. Not that I haven't done that to some extent with my kids, but, as teenagers, they're getting to the point where they have to learn how to make intelligent decisions about things. So I just think for parents right now, it is just such a minefield to deal with.
Yeah.
You got to stay up on it.
And you
can't say it's not my thing if you're raising kids. It's one thing if your kids are adults, but if they're not, you can't say I'm not into this, so I don't need to learn it, because you do. And I don't think that this stuff is any different than being a gun owner and taking care of your gun and making sure your kids can't access it. I think it's a similar idea.
I think what is even more frightening is this idea that sexual violence, basically this violent sexual imagery, is being perpetrated on people that aren't even willing participants.
Yeah.
Like the idea of consent has flown away for some people when you look at things like the experts that I spoke with talked about these Nudify apps, where, you used to have to have like amazing computer power to create deep fakes. Well, now all you need is an app in the palm of your hand. You take a photo of someone, and these apps can instantly turn it into a nude or some type of pornographic scene. And there are girls, a lot of girls that are being victimized this way because of that. And trying to then pull that off of the digital world is near impossible. So, one of the things the experts said is we're going to have to teach our kids how to tell people, their friends that might be posting this in chat groups or on social media, this is not acceptable. This is weird. What are you doing? It's going to have to be that peer-to-peer pressure to try to stop some of
Which
this
is
behavior.
one of the hardest things to do.
Oh, right.
Whether it's drinking or smoking pot or whatever it is, when you're 12, 13, 14 years old, I have a hard time doing it now at 60. It's so hard to be the one to say no. And, we kid around about our sexual coming of age, pardon. Like I thought the vagina was in a completely different part of the body and Andrew had a weird thing, but you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And if this is what you're being taught by ChatGPT, even if you grow up and grow out of it, it's in you.
Well, and I think, we've been given warnings for a lot of years as parents about all of the images that we might put online of our kids. I mean, we've been warned about this for years, about having those images out there for anyone to access. And so I think we really need to start taking our privacy seriously again. And just the access that kids have to cameras and video all the time. I mean, adults too. So it's just, I think it's very frightening. And I think it's really hard for officials to catch up to what's happening in this realm.
We talked in the first segment, Kev, about I can't talk.
Yeah, you got a throat problem going. You got a little frog in there.
You want some water?
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
what we're trying to figure out, in at least, when we've talked a lot. What did you guys say? At least a couple times a week, we have an AI story or something related to it. Is where is leadership on it? Like, we have great laws, or at least laws, regarding alcohol, drugs, gambling, all other potential vices. And yet here we are, and the people that are supposed to be leading are behind. And they're behind probably by a decade.
I would say, though, there are some lawmakers that have been sounding the alarm on this. And one of them is Senator Hawley from here in Missouri, who has been trying to go after some of these companies and, get some rules put in place. We're always going to be behind, I think, on this technology because it has ramped up so fast.
And you hit on it. I think you said it, Dave. One of the problems is that the companies that are at the forefront of the AI movement are huge companies. It's Microsoft, Apple, Google. It's Elon Musk. It's what's the?
I mean, Nvidia's the first $5 trillion company.
Nvidia. All of these things. Well, those companies give money to politicians in the millions and millions and millions of dollars. That's why it makes me suspicious about why no action is being taken.
Yeah.
Are we holding back on taking action because we don't want political donations to slow down?
And once again, what we talked about in the first segment, a few people ruin it for the rest of us. Isn't it so stupid that you can't post a picture of your son because some pervert predator may do something with it? It's just, that's one of the things about life that just sucks, is that there's so many things that we normies can't do because some non-normie will manipulate it and take advantage.
Well, and I think even beyond like pointing the finger at who's to blame, because obviously the people developing this technology bear some blame. But what also has happened in our society, that people can't have real relationships anymore, that they're going to AI chatbots to have social interaction or even sexual interaction or, real relationships they think they're having with these AI chatbots. What is broken down in our society that we don't want to be with real people anymore? One of the psychologists for this story told me, she said, people get this, hyper realized sexual fantasy, and then they go and they have a relationship with a real person and they call it vanilla sex because it's boring compared to what they've been witnessing, in this fantasy realm. And so I think we just have to wonder what is happening to us as a people, as human beings, that we are so willing to cross that line and not have those real interactions anymore.
Yeah, they say that, I shouldn't say just normal porn, but just pornography is one of the leading causes of erectile dysfunction, because guys view something and then go to be with their wife, girlfriend, acquaintance, what have you. And like you just said, it doesn't live up to the movie you just watched or the scene you just watched. And
or someone who is alone, who doesn't have that relationship, and they decide one day after viewing these fantasies, some of them involving celebrities, and we've seen this before, where then they go try to find a real person to act out these fantasies, and they have no concept of consent.
Yeah.
So it's very frightening.
Okay. Thank you, Megan. We appreciate that. Let's take a quick break. Come back after this DGS.
KMOX proudly supports the Musial Awards, returning to Stiefel Theater Saturday, November 22nd. You can be in the audience for this nationally televised event, hosted right here in St. Louis. Named for Stan the Man, the show celebrates the year's greatest moments of sportsmanship and those who embody class and character. Experience the extraordinary moments and people that make the Musial Awards an event like no other. For more information, KMOX.com/events.
From your friends at Lombardo Homes, congrats to Dave Glover and the DGS show on 25 years of building something great. Thanks for keeping St. Louis entertained, informed, and laughing all along the way.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. For free information and to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, simply go online and visit DRA.com or call 800-455-9311. 800-455-9311. Again, that's 800-455-9311.
Okay, let me see if I have a voice. Damn it, I do. I was going to leave early. That would have been nice. Just like, oh, sorry, guys, don't have a voice. Can't do it. BioBalance Health, as you know, Dr. Maupin is the one who gives me my testosterone pellets every 6 months. Been doing it for 6 years. It's been great. Zero side effects at all. Like if I had them, I didn't clock them. I didn't know it, or else I would have told you guys. But let me kind of focus on BioBalance Skin and the holidays and events, I don't know that there's anything that Bio does on the skin side that's permanent, but they can be long lasting. and I've had microneedling a couple times, and it's probably the most bang for your buck. It's like a little machine. If you've ever had a tattoo, it's maybe 10% of a tattoo. It's not bad. They put numbing cream on your face, and it takes about 20 minutes. And when you leave, you look like you got a little sunburn, as long as you have friends at work, no one's going to make fun of you. But about a week later, your face just looks amazing. I mean, you look like 10 years younger. So just a little, trick that if you guys have like a big party coming up or family reunion or something, or a presentation, you want to look your best, maybe check that out. Everyone there is super, super cool. You can do it at either biobalancehealth.com or biobalanceskin.com.
Hey, just check the mail. We've been invited to a seminar and dinner is free.
It's going to be chicken, and it'll taste like Play-Doh.
Don't be fooled. All seminars are not the same. For example, Steve All, an investment advisor representative and founder of the All Financial Group, will be hosting his taxes and retirement seminar at the Twisted Tree on November 4th and 6th. From the big beautiful bill to taxes on your Social Security, Steve will not only cover the hurdles you'll face in retirement, but ways to keep more money in your pocket and less in Uncle Sam's. This is a complimentary event, but seating is limited, so reserve your seat today. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
You know, hon, I've always been interested in us buying a timeshare.
I'd rather eat Play-Doh.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Welcome back, DGS 151. 5% of adults say that they will pass out healthy snacks instead of candy to children this year.
Enemies of the state.
5% need their asses kicked.
Yeah, 5%
Domestic
of
terrorism.
people just don't do anything if you're going to do that.
What's wrong with you? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Just turn your porch light out. It's
Yeah.
Halloween.
Lock your door. Keep your misery to yourself.
And if you give a toothbrush, go outside and practice falling down.
Yeah.
Oh,
seriously.
I did see a social media video of a mom putting together like string cheese and like healthy snacks to give away with the candy because of the fact that SNAP benefits are ending.
Well, that's fine.
She just wanted people to have like extra.
That's wonderful.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
We're talking about instead of the fun stuff.
You better have a Snickers
Yeah.
bar too if you're going to be doing that crap.
If you give a kid a toothbrush, that kid should steal your car. Yeah, that's how I feel.
I might join Team Andrew on that one. Don't be a fun ruiner.
Yes. Just don't take part.
And speaking of fun ruining, I feel so bad for the kids whose parents encourage them to take all the candy out of the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Because the implication is like, yeah, let's just get it over with, get all of your candy in 3 houses, and then we'll go home. It's like, not only are you, that is at that point, you're stealing, you're not keeping up your end of like the social agreement. And then you're robbing your kids of the experience to trick or treat.
Yeah, it's ruining it for the children more than it is for anyone else.
Two things. It's going to cost me every bit of $100 this Halloween for candy. And part of that is because this is my fattest holiday of the year. Like, I have had 2 bowls of Halloween candy ready to go, and I've eaten them.
Sure.
Right? And I think it really, like, I'm a grown-ass man. I could go buy Halloween candy any day of the year. But it's something from my childhood about sort of a scarcity mindset, because Jack and Francis were like just Nazis about, monitoring what I ate, and you can only eat 3 Musketeer bar or whatever. And now I'm just like, well, watch me. Now I'm just going to keep eating tiny Snickers.
It's called healing. It's called
Thank you, Rach.
righting the wrongs of the past. And I don't
Raising
think
my
you're
inner
doing-
child.
Yeah.
It could be a little revenge.
I have revenge on anyone but me. 1 in 6 people think that pets enjoy wearing Halloween costumes.
Those are also not very smart people.
Yeah, I don't think
Pets hate
that's
costumes,
true,
man.
yeah.
I think they might like it.
I think there are some that tolerate it. I don't think any were like, please put me in that thing.
What about the ones that are really cute? They look like little sunflowers or whatever.
Well, that's okay.
The cats where they know they look good in their little outfits.
Well, sometimes Lucy will don like a little hat or a piece of jewelry.
Just
and
come home and she put it on?
Well,
yeah, that implies that she did it
I
herself.
say when my dog puts on their own costume, then I know they like it.
well, she's very drawn to like if I'm wearing a sparkly necklace or something. So then I'm like, oh, you can wear it, sweetie, and she loves it. Like you can tell she is
I
feeling.
think we found the
herself.
1 in 6.
No. I saw once that like putting clothes on your cat is like one of the worst things you can. Like cats in particular really hate wearing clothes.
Yeah.
So as much as I would love to maybe I don't know get like a beautiful silk dress from a porcelain doll and put it on my beautiful cat, I have resisted the urge.
Not that you've thought
Not
it out.
that I've thought about it. Not that I have the exact one picked out.
Look, I have small dogs. We do put coats on them when it's cold. That's not the same thing as dressing up in a costume.
I love it.
Like I don't like
That's
doing
cute.
it.
That's so cute.
But they freeze. That's the problem. Is they
Can
get
we
out
see
there and they're
pictures?
like,
Need the coat.
Can we see pics?
I don't keep pics of the dogs in coats.
Thank God.
Why not? I would have nothing but pictures of my cat in a coat if she would wear a little coat. She
I will
won't wear
say
anything.
this. I will say this. I could never have a monkey and not dress it up.
Uh-huh.
That's fair. That's just human nature.
Uh-huh.
Well, they are 99 something % of us, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a ninja. He's going to be a priest. He's going to be a cowboy. He'll love it.
Put him in a little jersey.
Yeah.
If you had matching jerseys, you and Marcel.
I love it. Let me tell you about my friend John Moriarty at E3 Wealth. I'm just going to read you what he wrote. His ideal client is, quote, entrepreneurially minded investor or business owner who wants help with lowering their income taxes, getting educated about alternative asset classes, and protecting the wealth they have fought hard to build. So John Moriarty truly is next level. There are 1,000,001 financial planners out there, as you know, who will say, hey, come to a seminar and this, and they all have a little trick. You know, sometimes it's annuities, sometimes it's something else, but they're going to roll out their trick for you. Just watch them. John Moriarty is not like that. John has every trick. And he has worked with so many successful businesses and entrepreneurs and helped them to get to the next level. Whereas a normal financial planner is going to be talking about like, well, do you have whole life insurance? This is not that. You can find John at e3wealth.com, the letter E, the number 3 wealth.com.
It's easy to feel apprehensive about getting screened for cancer or to just keep putting it off. But Siteman Cancer Center wants to remind you how important it is, especially after the age of 40. And they also want you to know how easy it is to get it done. GetScreenedNow.com has all the information you need on cancers like prostate, breast, colon, lung cancer. You can also find out your risk of disease by answering just a few simple questions. And then you can find one of the hundreds of screening locations in the area. Even if you're a little farther out, there is probably a place near you. You have heard this before, but catching cancer early dramatically increases the odds of a successful treatment, especially with so many cancers showing up earlier in life. So do not be intimidated. Siteman will make the process as simple as possible. GetScreenedNow.com. Do it for your family and friends who count on you. Do it for yourself. Visit GetScreenedNow.com.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about 213 Complex. You can pick it up at Supplement Superstore. Super easy. Just go in and say, hey, I heard Wheeler talking about this on KMOX, and they'll give you 30% off, by the way. But 213 Complex is the best, most effective all-natural weight loss supplement you'll find, and it comes with a lot of great benefits. The number one thing that works for you is the boost to your metabolism. A lot of us, up to 80%, have a metabolism that's a little bit below norm or a lot below norm. And this just gets you to where you're supposed to be. And you may not feel it in the moment. You might not notice it right away. But I'll tell you when I noticed it is when I put my belt on a couple of weeks ago and I got to pull it a notch tighter and without even trying to. I wasn't like, oh, let's see. It just went there because I have lost a few pounds. Not as many as I want to. I got work to do. I've got to stay on the plan, you know, but it's helping me every single day do those things. It also helps with craving. So if you're someone that gets bored and you eat when you're bored and all that, it really helps knock that out. You get all day focused energy with no crash at the end of the day like you get with energy drinks. And it also helps you lower cortisol levels. So that can help with sleep. It can help with stress. And of course, sleep and stress relief are really big for recovery when you're on a workout program. Like I said, it's been a big help to me because I'm trying to lose fat and build muscle at the same time. And look, staying on a plan and doing these things is hard. There's no magic pill. There's no easy fix. But 213 Complex is what gives me the assist I need to keep on working and keep on gaining. So here's what I want you to do. Get out to Supplement Superstores. Just go in and say, Kevin Wheeler sent me in, and they'll give you 30% off 213 Complex. To find your location, to get started down your path, just go to supplementsuperstores.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-555-2085. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-555-2085. That's 800-555-2085. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-555-2085.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we have sunshine, 58 degrees downtown of the Arch. I'm Maria Kina in for Michael Calhoun. Our top story, senators returning to Capitol Hill today to resume talks aimed at ending the government shutdown, now in its 30th day. The Senate is not currently scheduled to vote on the House-passed continuing resolution to end the shutdown. In 2 days, SNAP benefits will stop for millions of Americans. CBS congressional reporter Tareen Small is on Capitol Hill.
What we're seeing happen, though, are these proposals. There's dueling legislation that Republicans and Democrats are looking to move fairly quickly to address this. Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri, a Republican, is pushing forward the proposal that would provide reimbursement or back pay for those SNAP benefits. Democrats have a similar bill that they're looking to push forward.
The Trump administration is dramatically lowering the number of refugees it will admit into the country.
The administration has announced it will cap refugee admissions in 2026 at 7,500. And most of those refugees will be white South Africans. This is a dramatic drop from last year's number of 125,000 refugees during the Biden administration. The Trump White House did not explain the reason for the major decrease or the decision to focus mostly on white South Africans. A statement says only that it was, quote, justified by humanitarian concerns or is otherwise in the national interest. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
A new study published in the Journal of Science finds that CTE is not caused just by repeated hits to the head alone. Dr. Christopher Walsh is the chief of genetics and genomics at Boston Children's Hospital and the study's corresponding author. Walsh says CTE often develops years after a player is retired from contact sports or years after someone has retired from the military.
Our data suggests that it develops later because it requires a second process that resembles the changes that occur in patients with Alzheimer's disease.
The city of St. Louis has a new interim sheriff, and it's a familiar name to St. Louisans.
Monday. Here he is explaining in his own words why he decided to accept this role.
The main motivation for me accepting the job is the city has called me, and I accept that as an honor that they've called me and asked for me, and I'm willing to serve in that capacity.
Hayden was non-committal to any major changes, but did leave the door open to entering his name as a candidate in a special election should it get to that point. In the Carnahan Courthouse, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
And of course, we're speaking there of former St. Louis Police Chief John Hayden. From the business desk, it's sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. The housing market is being carried by luxury sales. We get the latest from Jason Brooks.
Redfin reports that luxury home prices averaged $1.25 million in September, a record high, on a gain of nearly 5% compared to a year earlier. Non-luxury home prices, by comparison, rose less than 2% to an average of just under $372,000. Redfin says that luxury prices are outpacing the rest of the market because the people buying at the top end are playing by different rules, having the cash and stock portfolios to offset concerns about mortgage rates, unlike most home buyers who need loans to make their purchases.
A check of the Dow from Stifel at this hour. It's now down 1.08 points to 47,630. A check of traffic as you make your way home this afternoon, or at least getting close to it. It looks like the things are moving pretty well. No accidents right now reported. There is just a traffic slowdown from construction, and that is westbound 64 between 50 at exit 158 and 19 at Greenmount Road. It's scheduled until 6 o'clock this evening. All lanes will be open from 6 until 9 through December. The weather is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. Dave Murray has our forecast.
Tons of sunshine going through our Thursday afternoon. It's chilly, but it is late October. 58 for the high. Tonight, clear and cold, but well above the freezing point. 40 for the overnight low. Friday, sunny, breezy. Upper 50s to near 60 degrees, upper 40s, low 50s for trick-or-treat time, 41 for the overnight low. The weekend, first weekend of November, partly sunny skies Saturday, maybe a sprinkle as a weak little cool front comes by, 55. It reinforces the northwest flow. Sunday, sunny and 59. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Still 57 degrees in St. Peter's, 58 in Florissant and downtown of the Arch. We're at 58 degrees. I'm Maria Kina, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Motown Day here at KMOX. Halloween Eve's always Motown Day.
Is it?
Oh, going back to Robert Hyland.
Oh.
He loved it.
Okay.
Robert Hyland loved being scared, and he loved the OJs. So
Yep. It's the one thing he didn't roll in his grave about.
All I know is I hear a lot of people who he put the fear of God into.
Yes. Yes. I had kind of a senior moment today, maybe a dumbass moment. It was my first moment of the day. So I have a little bathroom on my main floor. Very small, like a powder room, basically. And I was sitting on the toilet, and I was wearing my shorts and my Birkenstocks, and unbeknownst to me, my feet were on my shorts. And so I go to stand up, and it catches, and I'm turning slightly to my left, and about 2 feet away is the wall. And the first thing to hit the wall is the top of my head.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I go to my knees, and no one else is there, and I'm literally laughing. I'm just like,
what the hell just happened? I have those.
Like, what's the math on that one? How did that?
I definitely have those. You're like, what am I doing?
What is that? Then I thought, what if you had died and they found you later?
You'd be like
your
Elvis.
Pants around your ankles. They'd be like, I know what he was doing. And for once, it wouldn't be that. I heard something interesting today I wanted to bring up. Amy and Chris had one of the Cutuses on, and they were talking about, mortuary science and all that kind of stuff. And the guy from Cutus said, not surprisingly, that they use all of their talent and technology to prepare bodies, even the ones who've been in an accident, in such a way that the family can view them because that's so critically important. And it reminds me of what my mom always said. My mom was kind of a ghoul about funerals. Like, she loved funerals. And you have to see the body. You have to see the body so that you can have closure. And then when it was her time, she said she didn't want a viewing, which, fine with me. We were happy about. But do you think that's true? Like,
that you need to see the body?
Yeah. Like, God forbid someone very close to me and my family passed away again. I don't know that I have a real. It was closure to see my mom after she died, like an hour after she died at Bethesda. We got there and, did the whole thing. But I don't know that I would have wanted to see her embalmed and made up. I don't know that that does anything for me.
Yeah, I think I think it's individual.
I agree. Totally agree.
And I wonder if it was, I believe me, I have no expertise in this whatsoever, but I wonder if it was more prevalent when we didn't have as much access to photos and videos and things like that.
It's a good thought.
I don't know. Just asking.
Yeah, it's a good thought.
I do. I have heard of people saying in their wills and such that they would want their animal, their pet, like brought to their body if they were to pass away.
So
They
the
actually
pet can
do need
understand.
that.
Yeah,
No,
they do.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, oh, okay, they're gone from this world. That's why they haven't come home.
Yeah.
Like I would kind of want that. you know?
They understand that. I mean, they understand death.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I promise you this, Rach. If you pass away,
Mm-hmm.
I will put a beret and a necklace on Lucy because I know she loves it.
She does. She's worn a beret before.
And the porcelain doll dress.
Seeing
Not
Lucy
the
in a beret
dress.
will give me a lot of closure.
Do you see the police officer that did a courtroom hearing by Zoom and he didn't wear his pants?
Oh, for God's sake.
He wore his uniform
Yeah, the shirt.
with boxer shorts. And he didn't even put the camera from the waist up.
Oh my
it was his whole body. And the judge said, "Officer, are you wearing pants?"
Oh
and
my
he said,
God.
"No, I'm not."
I just don't understand. Like, does it save you that much time?
Thank you.
How
I'm
is
as
this-
lazy as you get.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty bad.
Also, like, do you not think about adjusting the camera?
Yeah, I like the idea. He's like, I'm gonna do the thing that, they say news anchors do, where they're wearing like a nice suit up top and then like basketball shorts on the bottom. It's gonna
Yeah.
be great. But then like not understanding that you have to make sure that
You can't see.
that the bottom half of you is not in the camera shot.
Yeah. Oh, I think I had an interesting thought last night.
Hmm.
So, there's a big debate that has been going on for quite a number of years now, but it's getting more and more intense about people saying that a 4-year college degree is a scam and you don't really learn anything. And it's just like a high school diploma used to be, but it's going to cost you a couple $100,000 and put you behind in life. You would have to be motivated. Okay. You couldn't just take a normal kid and do this. But now that I've been through college and I've been through law school and I've been through the rest of my life, I feel very strongly about this. If when I was 18, if I had my marbles the way I do today, and you said you can either go to college, take courses, sit in seminars, take quizzes, take tests, or you can take 4 years and study, and you have access to libraries and all this stuff, you're going to do it. It's on you. I think I could have learned so much more on my own. For me, the college experience was pretty stupid. It was super easy. It's the easiest thing in the world, unless you're, really taking hard classes, physics and pre-med and stuff. But as long as you're just doing a regular college degree, they just give you basic information. You memorize it, you regurgitate it, you forget it, you move on.
Yeah.
Whereas if I had spent 4 years in study, I could have really known some things.
Yeah.
What do you think of that thought?
Well, two thoughts. One, the escalation of tuitions is a scam. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. The cost of tuition has risen so much faster than the cost of living and the cost of just general expenses in the world. And a lot of people who studied it believe it's because the government started guaranteeing student loans, which means they could jack it up because people can just take out the loans and it's guaranteed by the government. So the schools got no risk. So all of that aside, I agree with that. That is wrong. It's bad. And if you call it a scam, I won't fight you. But college is more than just your degree. You're learning how to be an adult without fully being on your own. You're making relationships. I don't meet my wife if I don't go to college. I don't learn any of the things I learned about baseball if I don't go to college. Yeah, the degree stuff I could have learned on my own. I mean, there are a lot of people who do what I do for a living that didn't go to broadcast school. Right. That part wouldn't be right. Exactly right. You've been doing this for 25 years and successful. You never went to broadcast school. So that part's not necessarily what's going to get me there. But I learned a lot about how to deal with human beings on my own with nobody else's help. I learned a lot living on my own for 9 months out of the year away from my parents, where I wasn't fully just out there, but I was really out there on my own when I was at school. And I don't know. And I would never argue it's for everybody because it's not. Everybody should know what their own, as much as you can know at 18, what you want your path to be.
Yeah. I guess
but there's more to it than just what you can learn in the classroom.
Totally agree. I think the point I was trying to make and thought of last night was if the goal was to amass true knowledge, I could do it better on my own than the scammy college setup.
But would you if you didn't have a structure that said you need to get grades or we're going to kick you out?
Again, that's why I started with you have to want it.
Right.
Yeah, you can't take a typical 18-year-old and say you're going to go to the library for 4 years and learn physics.
Yeah.
But I think that you can teach yourself 98% of what a professor can teach you.
Yeah, I really wish more people, though, would take in what the full college experience means. Learning to deal with people that you barely know. Learning to deal with people you don't like. Learning to work with a group of people, even if some of those people aren't as good at something as you are. It all depends on what your line of study is.
Yeah.
But it's not just about getting the paper. You're learning. I can't even count the number of things I learned, just real life lessons, being in college for 4 years away from my parents. Things that if I had gone somewhere closer to home, or if I had just not done it at all, I would not have learned in that way. I might have learned them separately. I might have learned them in a different way, maybe not as efficiently or maybe more efficiently. I don't know. But if we make it all about the paper, well, then I would agree it's not necessarily a great idea for most people. And again, I think the cost is ridiculous. I think it's out of hand. I think none of that is excusable or explainable. It should not cost $100,000 to go to a state school for 4 years. That's insane.
Right, but it's turned into a status symbol.
Yes.
I mean, that's
a minimum status.
Yeah,
symbol.
that's what you're buying at this point.
Yeah.
You are buying like, yeah, my parents can pay for me to go to this school, so probably want to be friends with me, right? Like that's really, as someone who didn't have that experience, I went to community college because that's what we could afford.
Right.
I lived at home and I worked the whole time I was in college. I learned plenty of lessons doing that. I'm really happy. I really am jealous that Wheels got to have all of those experiences. It sounds really cool and really fun. But when it comes down to like, does that mean I'm less qualified to do any given job? Absolutely not. And the thing that's frustrating is that you look for different positions and so many of them are like minimum requirements, bachelor's degree. Like they just don't want to hear from you if you don't have a bachelor's.
Yeah, you're right. And I will say this again, forgetting the grades and all that. I've heard employers say this. I think this is valid. It also proves that you can have a task, perform a task under a certain set of rules and do the job. You're learning how to do a job. Now, again, not everybody takes advantage of that. And you can learn that outside of that setting. There is no one answer. But that's why everybody who's thinking about it for themselves or for their children need to evaluate all of these things. Maybe you are better off not doing that. You know, I mean, if it's going to put you in debt for the next 25 years, you probably shouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're trying to be something like an engineer or you're trying to be an architect, because you can't just learn that by going and doing it on your own.
Right.
So I think that, but there's nothing that says that this is the only path. But because we got into this, I don't know, when did it start? When did it start being everyone should go to college?
Around when I was 18.
70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Where it was like, all right, everybody should be doing this. This should be the goal for everyone. Well, it should be the goal for the people that it suits. Financially and or academically. What are you trying to study? What are you trying to do? But then it became kind of the default.
Isn't it also interesting? And we have to go to a break, but in a related topic, I was thinking back to grade school and junior high and high school. And at least where I went, it was not cool to be smart. The dumber you were, the cooler you were. And if you were smart, you're just one of those kids.
Mm-hmm.
What a strange, upside down, screwed up
Yeah, you know what we
is.
call that now? That's cope.
Yeah.
What it is was the quote, cool kids, it was their insecurity.
Yeah.
So we're going to be tougher and cooler because we're not smart like that, or we're not, the star basketball player or whatever.
It does seem to have shifted because it was
Yeah,
even
big
still,
time,
yeah, it
big
was
time.
still pretty much kind of like that when I was in school. But then I just remember like looking at the generations after me and going like, oh, so that's awesome. It's cool for you guys to be smart. That makes a lot of sense.
Many of you know that my inspiration for becoming an accident attorney was my brother Tim, who was rendered a quadriplegic at age 18. I didn't know what a personal injury lawyer was or what they did, but I soon did. Tim was treated terribly by the insurance company, and I became enraged. It was a constant delay and deny. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Tim later worked with me for 27 years. Last year, my hero died at age 65. You can see my eulogy for him by visiting mybrothertim.com. He was one hell of a man. Because of Tim, together we built the largest injury firm in the world, and our clients are treated the way I would want my family to be treated. At Morgan & Morgan, nobody is a nobody and everybody is a somebody. If you need our help, visit forthepeople.com on your phone or computer. See you soon, Tim. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade. Dana Carvey. Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall. Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities. And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips. Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
House stealing. It's a nightmare that's real. It's the FBI's term for thieves stealing your home's title and draining your equity. Just one fake document filed with a recorder, and scammers can own your home on paper, drain your equity, and do it all without you even knowing. Imagine waking up to a foreclosure or eviction notice. Listen to former title thief Matt Cox.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen. I can take the deed to your house and I can transfer that deed into my name. It's a great crime, and it's happening all the time.
So how can you stop the nightmare and protect yourself? Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO and get a 30-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Don't wait. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now, promo code RADIO.
Are you an HR manager, business owner, or leader looking to retain your best people? Nearly 1 in 4 employees is caring for an aging loved one, a challenge that often leads to distraction, absenteeism, and costly turnover. The CARES program from Age Smart Community Resources connects your employees to expert caregiver support, helping them stay focused and productive at work. Discover how CARES can boost retention, improve ROI, and cut costs for your business. Visit hsmart.org or call 618-222-2561. Proudly serving 7 counties in Southwest Illinois.
NeoVitan began with one doctor's mission to help others feel their best. After years of caring for patients, Dr. Ken Ribicki, a St. Louis physician, created NeoVitan, a line of multivitamins designed with quality, safety, and everyday wellness in mind. Each formula is made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients to support real people living real lives. Discover the difference today with NeoVitan, available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, and neovitan.com. NeoVitan, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Show, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays starting at 9 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 223. It is. Dave was in the zone last night, and it's existential day. I have another question for y'all.
What's up?
And I appreciate Big Blonde Dan and Matrix and everybody online, very active today online. I'm not going to define this any further than my question. Take it where you will. At this point, could we live without government?
No.
No.
Isn't that interesting?
I mean,
I tend to agree.
If there are no rules, people are just going to do what they want to do. And if there's nobody to enforce rules, then people are just going to do what they want to do. They already do in many ways, and you have consequences for your actions. Again, I understand.
Do you think that's most of the governmental, what they bring to the table is discipline?
Well, I would say an agreed upon to a certain level, an agreed upon set of rules is part of that. And then some, I mean, like, because government's not just the people in D.C., right? It's your state and local government. It's obviously the federal government. If you were going to ask, could we do without a federal government and only rely on states and locals? Maybe. Yeah. But then it would be varied based state by state.
Yeah.
Not, wouldn't be a broad thing that covers the entire, what we have as a nation now.
Parenthetically, if you could do that, all things being equal, if they said, Kevin Wheeler, you want to get rid of the federal government and all your taxes go to the state and stay local, would you take that?
I don't know. Good question. Maybe. I'd have to think a lot about it. I don't know. I'm not thinking enough about the practicality of it. I do know that it ties into what we talked about earlier, where if you had smaller populations to govern, it'd probably be a lot easier to make more people happy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't like it in Missouri, you could go to Illinois. And if you didn't like it in Illinois, you could come to Missouri.
Which I think is the way it was initially set up. I mean, we were the United States.
Yeah.
We weren't America.
Well, and you think of the definition of a state, it typically is a nation. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how we refer to other countries.
Yes. Rach, what do you think?
No, I do not think humans are capable of living together without government. Even just like we need roads. We need like there has to be a social agreement to coexist with others. As far as like getting rid of the federal government and just living in Missouri, I guess I'd have to hear the pitch from Missouri first. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're going to make me turn my back on America, on the United States. Like, it's got to be a pretty good pitch at that point. So
Matrix says we should be able to live without it, but can we? Unfortunately, with the current human condition, it's not likely, but we should have the capacity to live without it and prosper.
The only thing I would take out of that is current. There's a reason this is what developed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Way back in human history, because originally there weren't governments, there weren't nations, there were tribes, there were peoples, and then as they got to become, there's bigger populations, you had to figure out how to work together and live together. Because before we had that, we didn't have laws. There's a reason that humans went that way at some point, right? I mean, we decided, well, you know what? We really need to rein this in somehow because it's getting crazy. Wars and, tribal fighting or whatever. So I think we went there because of our nature. I don't think that's a current thing.
Interesting.
I mean, think about it. If you didn't, now again, there are people who could live peacefully and not cause problems, right? We all know that. Maybe it's even the majority. But we know that there are those, house wreckers out there that are going to ruin it for everybody.
The thing is even if everyone could live peacefully and no one was hurting each other, what are you going to do about the pothole in the middle of the street? Who's going to assume responsibility?
Who's doing the sewage?
Right.
Who's doing the water system? Who's doing, that's kind of who's regulating food production. And again, in a previous world, before societies, that was just all done by you on a day-to-day basis, right? You live near water, you go get water from the stream, you bring it back, or you dig a well and you use that. But that's not practical today for how we are with 330 million people.
Jake makes an interesting point. He says, I think the lack of government leads to just having another entity to just take over, so we would just be governed by someone else.
Could be warlords, could be beneficial benefactors, could be people that actually want to make it better, but it would still be a form of government, even if it wasn't called government.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you guys about my friend Tim, who is the owner of Triton Exteriors, and the message is pretty simple. Like, for all of you that are responsible for a house or an apartment building or a business, whatever it is, like me, you probably live in some sort of fear when Dave Murray's talking about storms, that a tree is going to fall down or your roof's going to rip off or your siding or gutters, whatever it happens to be. When that happens, or when life brings you to a point that you have decided electively to do something, maybe because you're going to sell your house, maybe because you're not going to sell your house and you want to put up a fence or get a new siding, use Triton, at least get a bid from Triton. That's all I ask, because I truly, truly think at that point it's on Triton. If I can make the phone ring and they don't get your business, that's on Tim. But knowing Tim and knowing the way that they do business at Triton, I'm very confident that you're going to go with them. 314-717-1159, Triton-STL.com.
The Cardinals season may be over, but in St. Louis, sports never stop. The Chiefs are chasing another championship. Mizzou football is making noise, and the Blues are back on the ice. Every weekday at 5, Rush Hour Sports keeps you ahead of the game with news, traffic, weather, and the biggest stories in sports. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauly, and Bertie Nicholas. 3 trusted voices St. Louis fans count on. Rush Hour Sports, weekdays at 5 on KMOX.
Steve Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, PennMutual.com/STL. Chances are you have a lot of people who depend on you, your family, maybe even employees. Life insurance from Penn Mutual can provide you peace of mind and protect the most important people in your life. Ask your independent advisor or go to PennMutual.com/STL.
Tons of sunshine going through our Thursday afternoon. It's chilly, but it is late October. 58 for the high. Tonight, clear and cold, but well above the freezing point. 40 for the overnight low. Friday, sunny, breezy. Upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Upper 40s, low 50s for trick-or-treat time. 41 for the overnight low. The weekend, first weekend of November, partly sunny skies Saturday, maybe a sprinkle as a weak little cool front comes by. 55, it reinforces the northwest flow. Sunday, sunny and 59. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real. And I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Thank you, Missouri, for making Genesis of St. Charles your #1 and most trusted Genesis dealer for 2025. Thrilling offers for an unforgettable season are now here at Genesis of St. Charles. For a limited time only, get 0% APR for up to 60 months on all new Genesis models. You don't want to miss this one. These offers absolutely end October 31st. Visit genesisofstcharles.com today. Based on GMA sales records for 2024 on approved credit for Genesis Finance. See dealer for details.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Hey, it's Matt Pauly for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauly household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home, 2 gig upload, 2 gig download mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com.
Dave Glover, celebrating 25 years.
Hey, Dave, happy 25th. It's George Mahey, proud senior member of the DGS. Hey, my message is simple. Keep doing what you're doing because you're the best in the business.
Sponsored by BioBalance Health and BioBalance Skin.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 234. Coming up at 3, we have our buddy Janelle to do some movie reviews and entertainment stuff. 4 p.m., Mike Elam thinks he's on.
My goodness.
Oh, every week. He was kind of put off by the fact that we didn't tease him about that last week.
Oh, was he?
No.
Brian M says, Dave, trying to do my part to keep your sponsors busy, have Triton doing our roof, and Dr. Solman looked at my torn calf. Torn calf.
Ooh, yeah, that doesn't sound fun. Sorry about that, Brian.
There's nothing torn is good.
So true.
But when it's your legs, it's worse.
Yeah.
Because, you don't have to walk on your arms unless when you're gorilla running.
Sure.
In that case,
You'd be the only one to be okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
I have one more existential thought, and it's the dumbest one I'm going to have today, just because it's so obvious. Like every child can get this. But being 61 and going through another change in life, it's so interesting to me how human life mirrors nature. Whether God created it that way and wanted us to have a little analogy built into our world, or that's just like, kind of weird happenstance that nature does just what we do. But just the way that, a tree is a sapling and it grows into its fullest expression. And at some point, it is at its peak. An apple ripens and ripens, and then it rots and it rots. And you look at, kids, and you look at grown-ups, and, like Nick and Phoebe at 30 and 20, I think, are really living their lives. Nick's with Braid. He's really happy, and Phoebe's, just ruining KU. And then they'll probably get married and have kids, and then they'll have crises. And then you get to my age, and the leaves are a little brown, but I'm not dead. But then at some point you die. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, ever since I was a kid, I was just so impressed with God or whatever that the human life really mirrors the life of nature. Makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, it's the cycle of things.
Yeah.
It's something that kind of helps make it all make a little more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking about last night, lots of stuff about alternate lives. And we all ended up here and, taking this lily pad, that lily pad. And I was thinking about what were my most likely alternate lives. And I think that for me, it was either working at the refinery, like most of my friends did, like I was intending to do before I got the scholarship at SIU. Or at one point at SIU, my mentor in the psychology department, Dr. Kofeld, really tried to talk me into getting a PhD. And I think I could have been pretty happy being an academic. So I think that those are my, could have played shortstop for the Cardinals. Realistically, I think those were my two alternate lives. What do you guys think for you?
Just a different path I would have gone down.
That's based on something you already had.
Yeah, I mean, I do think a lot. I wish I would have went into early childhood education. I think I would have really enjoyed.
You could have been the real Miss Rachel.
Yeah, man. She's Time Person of the Year. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I really like kids. It brings me a lot of joy to see them thriving and learning. So yeah, I think I would have maybe could have been doing that. But there's also the issue of I do get really emotionally tied up, and I think that would have been hard to let go at the end of every school year. So maybe it's good that I'm not doing that.
Andrew, how about you?
I do not have one. Cannot think of anything.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know where my life's going to be tomorrow. It seems strange to say for somebody who's had essentially the same job for 15 years, but I feel like week to week, my life can be very, very different. So I don't even know where I'm going to be, at the end of this year versus, what I could have been.
Okay. Say, for example, I retire and there's not a place for you in radio. You got to move on. What are you thinking about?
Gas station, retail. I don't know. Just something that's going to hire me fast so I can, keep a roof over the head. I don't really have, you know what I mean? I can't really consider I
you don't have a belly fire for anything else.
I mean,
realistic.
Yeah, well, see, that's the problem, right? Like we were talking earlier, I don't have a bachelor's degree in anything, let alone what any place that's hiring in a job market like this would be willing to even look at me for. You know what I mean? I guess I could theoretically go hit up some of our, friends around town and see if if there's a room in any of those places. You know what I mean? But again, that's not really like.
Do you guys feel
finally my path is forged forward? You know what I mean?
You guys have a different path than me. I got my 4-year degree, so I never had to think about not having it. Is it like a sort of Damocles over your head, or is it more of an annoyance, or is it negative at all?
What was the beginning of that? I'm sorry.
I don't have that experience, so it's not something I think about or worry about or fear. But not having your 4-year degree, to what extent is it a hobgoblin in your mind?
Pretty significant. The worse the job market is, the more significant it is in my head, right? Like the less people are hiring, and the more people, less hiring means pickier hiring practices, which means it does, the idea of trying to show up to a job interview or something, or even trying to get a job interview without having that 4-year degree, and knowing that, like, realistically I can't get one because I'd be 40 by the time I finished it, and I would have to be working another job at that time, as full-time as possible. You know what I mean? It's no longer
at the end of it,
and still have an absolutely crushing enormous amount of debt at the end of it. I just don't see getting a college degree as like a feasible thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's highly unrealistic.
I wouldn't call it a hobgoblin in my life, because I've accepted what my life is. I'm not over here like, and I'm never going to have a mansion. Like, I don't feel that way. That's not my goal. That's really never been my goal. But yeah, I've kind of like settled on the idea of like, okay, well, the world is changing. It's changing every day with the rise of AI. Who knows who knows what industries are going to be left? Who knows what's going to,
yeah, there's going to be a big
survive in America.
It's a good point.
So I really just every day try to focus on what I am grateful for and the things I have going for me outside of my career path.
Yeah.
And realize that no matter what happens in this path, like, I can still be happy. I lived a long time being so terrified of like not working in this industry and feeling like I would be worthless or my life would be over if I didn't have this or something like it in my life. And I have done a lot of work to move past that and realize I have value outside of my position at wherever I'm working.
It's incredibly mature. Andrew, I have a job for you. Michael Kelly says I would hire Andrew in a heartbeat. And after I told him how foolish that would be, he said he's organized, polite, and we will always have lunch.
Aw, that's so nice, Michael. Thank you.
That's really nice.
I like it.
I'll call you.
Right now, Michael's scrambling. Wheels, how about you? Do you have a couple of alternate lives that you might have?
It's almost 100% sure that if I didn't do what I ended up doing, I'd be a coach somewhere. High school level, college level, I don't know where it would have gone, but I'm positive that's the way I would have gone.
Really far.
I have no idea, but I know that that's the path I would have followed as a choice, right? Because you're assuming that you would not have had any skills or talents or abilities that you didn't have at the end of high school.
Yes.
So I was never going to be a professional baseball player. So then it would have probably been something along those lines. And if it wasn't that, I don't know. Maybe I would have listened to my dad, who was always bugging me to go to law school. I never wanted to do it. Never once had a desire to do it, but he always bugged me about it.
You might not have survived. You might have been purple too much.
I'd be good in the courtroom though.
Yeah.
I may not know what the hell I'm talking about, but I'll put on a show.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to had to go against you. I'd also think. Go ahead.
I could have done something like teaching at the college level. I don't know that I would ever had patience to teach high school or younger.
Joel said he could have been a drill sergeant.
I got to be honest, but that's the other thing my dad always pushed me to do was to go in the military.
I think you would have been very good at certain parts of the military, but I don't think you would have stuck with it because I think you're a little too if you think an order is stupid, you have a serious problem.
You have to you're right about me now. That's correct. You're taking an 18-year-old though, and you're throwing them right into that.
I assumed you would have been way worse as an
they're
18-year-old
gonna-
about it.
but like I'm not much different than my dad. And my dad went into the army and they shaped him up.
Yeah.
Like they put him in order and he did the job and he stuck with it. So, I think it would have worked had I done it that early. No, but obviously as I got older, then no, because I'm an idiot.
They would have seen your haircut and been like, "You're in.
You're a major."
Yeah, you're in. Yeah,
He's Colonel Crew Cut.
You're a lieutenant.
You're a little beefy for a Navy SEAL. Like you have to be able to fit
I don't
through
know
a
that
door.
I would have been able to do that.
I could see that
I
though.
wouldn't mind being a pilot though.
The DGS Halloween show is back, and you can hear it first on Friday, October 31st, starting at 4 p.m. Hear all about their ghost hunting experience and all the thrills and chills the show experienced this year. And to check out the ghost adventures from the past 20 years, head to KMOX.com/Halloween. The DGS Halloween show, presented by Lore Wine and Spirits. Try Ghost Tequila today, the perfect spicy spirit to bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fira Capital Management for Your Retirement Highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, it's Tom Ackerman. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, basketball is back. And Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. You can make entries and win money right now in Missouri. Playing on Underdog is easy. You just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on points, rebounds, steals, and many other stats. Get your entries right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. That's how simple it is. Download the app today and use promo code TOM. That's really important. Again, download the Underdog app and use promo code TOM to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code TOM. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit ncpgambling.org.
For all station contest rules, go to KMOX.com/rules.
Welcome back, DGS 248. Wish I had Andrew for this one, but he evidently quit the show. He's just gone.
He's probably letting Janelle in if I had to
Oh,
guess.
I bet. Yeah.
What amount of money do you now consider? Here he is. Have a seat. I want you for this one.
I'm so sorry. What's going on? I had to go get somebody. What's up?
Okay, I just asked these guys. Now I'm asking you, what would it take for me to make out with you?
Ooh,
No
very
kidding.
little.
What? What is a lot of money to you? And I'll go first, just to kind of set a parameter.
Yeah.
Last night I was on eBay. I kind of wanted an all-in-one stereo, and there was one 10 years old, but like mint condition, whatever. And it was $150. I didn't hesitate. Boom, gonna have it in a week. Had it been $500, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
How about you guys?
I think 100's a lot. I mean, I'm not above spending that, but it's a lot. That's
You start to think.
Yeah, I'm very much thinking when it gets to be like the triple digits. I shouldn't be like this, but under triple digits, I don't think that much about. I'm not too worried about it.
I start to question at about 50, like $50 and over. I'm like, okay, I'm spending what is a significant amount of money.
My problem is I would be more like that, I think, except I was raised with video games as my I wasn't raised like this. My parents hated it. But I raised myself
Parents
with
indoctrinated me.
video games as my hobby. So
That makes sense.
I had to convince myself that like 60, 70 bucks was
not that big a deal.
not a lot of money.
Yeah.
Even though I probably should think of it as more like a lot of money.
Yes.
I don't know, man. We're just talking day-to-day stuff, right?
Yeah, just like
not a car or a house
when
or
you're
anything like that.
12,
Day-to-day stuff.
$5 is a fortune.
Yeah. It's probably the same as kind of what you described. You know, if it's a couple $100 or 150, I don't. If it's something like a sound system for the thing, something that I'm going to have for a while, I wouldn't go out and spend $200 on shoes.
Yeah.
I just, because to me, it's not worth it.
Yeah. There's
nothing about them. I don't collect them. So it's all about what it is. If it's something that I feel like I'm going to get use out of, then even 500 to 1,000 can be no big deal depending on what it is.
Yeah.
But if we're just talking like simple, regular,
That's a good point.
Yeah. Like if I'm talking about a couch, for example, I'll spend a lot because I know I'm going to have the couch for 20 years or 15 years or 10 or whatever it's going to be.
And you're going to be sitting on it every
day.
single day.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't used to be like that, but the older I've gotten, the more I've started to understand like what you're buying does actually matter for how much you're going to spend. If it's something that you're going to be making use of every day, and there is a noticeable difference in quality at like sort of the higher price points.
Yeah.
You gotta just sort of make yourself save up or whatever and make yourself spend a little extra because you won't regret it. You won't be like, I wish I hadn't gotten such a nice comfy recliner for me to sit in all day, every day.
But I'll tell you what, like to put it into a more like to fit your question easier, I can use the analogy of eating out. If I'm spending $50 on a meal, I'm spending a lot. That's a lot to me. Spending $100 on a meal better be a special ass occasion.
See,
you know, if I'm spending 34, and you know, if we go out to dinner and it's just the two of us, you know, all right, $125. I don't think too much about that. That's fine, but it wouldn't be a regular thing. But it's fine. If you're gonna tell me you're going out to dinner for two people and it's $300, I'm like, I don't need to do that.
See, that's definitely not the $300 dinner, but if I'm going to spend, let's say, $40 in the course of a day, if it's food, that's nothing. Like I'm never going to think about that ever again. That's $40 well spent to me. But if it's like, oh, you could buy this item that's going to make your daily life easier, I for some reason will agonize over that. But it's like, you want to go get Mexican food? Yeah, let's go.
That has been the source of 100% of my biggest money problems over my life. Is that's I will go out for a nice dinner on Wednesday and then again on Thursday and then again on Friday, and I'll think nothing of it until I go, well, where'd all my money go?
Yeah,
but it's the same thing. If I'm buying like new clothes that I desperately need, I'm like, well, I can't waste that
the
sort of
shirt
money.
I'm going to wear 500 times. Like I can't spend $25.
Yeah, the shirt's $12 whole. I can't do that. But then I will spend 15 at Quick Trip on the way home on snacks and sodas.
Yeah, I mean, like the expensive dinner. It just there has to be a reason. Like if it's a really special occasion or it's just a really cool place that you're not going to get to go to very often. Like if I'm going to Capitol, I'm okay with that because I'm going there for a special reason and that's fine. But I have a hard time at a regular restaurant just going, yeah, I'm going to spend $50 on me just at a normal place because there's not much there that to me is that much more valuable than something that's half that price.
It kind of reminds me, I went to a wine dinner 15 years ago, probably. Wente Wines. It's the oldest family-owned winery in the country. And Carl Wente was there. He's like the heir apparent. And I asked him, I was sitting at his table. I said, how much money can you actually put into a bottle of wine? And without hesitating, he said $50. He said, I can't put more than $50 of work and soil and pesticides into a bottle of wine.
Right.
Above that, it's all hype.
Gotcha.
And I thought that was so interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. And as a person that doesn't drink very often, I can't drink when I'm out. It's ridiculous. I'm not spending $15 on one drink. What are you talking about?
And
I can go to Costco and buy a whole liter and a half of what I like for $9.
I know I don't drink that much anymore. Not a moral stand. I just don't.
Right.
Doesn't
And
agree with me.
same thing with me.
But I'll drop $25 in a glass of wine and not think about it if
Yeah.
it's in a nice dinner.
See, that would drive me crazy because I would be thinking I could buy a whole ass bottle for that.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
Yeah.
But I don't drink wine, so
It is interesting that he said that about the wine though, because I feel like I can taste the difference between like a $8 bottle of wine and like a $30
Sure.
You can.
bottle of wine, but I can't really tell when it's like
Well, do you
when someone's like, here's a glass of this wine,
Yeah,
and it
it's
was from
$500.
it was from
Right,
$300
right.
a bottle. I can't tell that that's nice.
And as somebody that doesn't drink wine, it's all lost on me when it comes to that, which is why I used an example of like a margarita, right? That's about the only drink that I drink with any regularity. I can get the one that I like at Costco, which is a whole liter and a half for $9. Nothing that I get at a restaurant is going to be any better than that.
I had a guy, I was hanging out at Ruth's Chris back when I was doing lives for them, and a rich listener was there, and he was drunk, and he sent me what was evidently $100 shot.
Oh.
It was some sort of crazy Grand Marnier, something nuts. It was like the third worst thing I ever had in my mouth. It was terrible.
All right, you pick them. You don't have to take my word for it. Lots of 5-star reviews out there from my friends at Rhino Shield because, like me, there are a lot of satisfied Rhino Shield customers. And what does that mean? Well, maybe you're satisfied because it's exactly the color and beautiful, vivid color that you wanted, right? With the trim and all of that, they can do in different colors, just like you would with regular paint, but it lasts for so long. Maybe you're happy because you're not out there scraping or having to pay somebody to scrape and paint every 4 or 5 years. That's what happens with regular paint. Not Rhino Shield. Goes on thick, waterproofs your house completely, protects it from the rays of the sun, gives you an insulation factor. It's fantastic. They've used it on HGTV on unpainted brick, block, aluminum, steel, hardy cement board. It's fantastic on all of it. Call them today for a free evaluation, 877-25-RHINO. or 877-25rhino.com.
For 25 years, the Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive has been a dependable resource for impoverished men, women, and children in the bi-state. Together Credit Union is proud to team up with the Kurt Warner First Things First Foundation and Operation Food Search for the 25th Annual Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive. From October 20th to November 2nd, new and gently used winter clothes of all sizes will be collected at all 14 Together Credit Union locations to help keep our neighbors warm during the cold winter months. For more information and a full list of donation locations, visit kurtwarner.org.
Fall is here. Baseball, beautiful weather, and the changing colors of trees and shrubs. When you think of your trees, call family-owned Gamma Tree Experts. Fall is a great time to prune and fertilize your valuable trees. Our staff of certified arborists will survey your trees to determine their needs. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. Call Gamma Tree Experts at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
This is Megan Lynch for Ophthalmology Associates. Do you worry about going to see someone about your eyesight because you're stressed about the tests that they might run and more specifically, the equipment that they might use? Ophthalmology Associates has the latest technology to see inside your eyes and detect issues without discomfort, and they have a great staff that guides you through the entire process. Call 314-966-5000 or go to youridoc.com. You can see the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, Doctors Greg Birdie, that's who I see, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. From issues like dry eye to conditions such as cataracts and glaucoma, the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates will guide you through your diagnosis and your treatment options. For more information, call Ophthalmology Associates 314-966-5000. That's 314-966-5000, or go to youridoc.com.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we have sunshine and 58 degrees downtown of the Arch. I'm Maria Kina. In for Michael Calhoun, our top story, Vice President J.D. Vance focusing on aviation while urging an end to the government shutdown. CBS correspondent Linda Kenyon.
The vice president says the prolonged shutdown is taking its toll.
I worry about the pilots who haven't gotten paid in a long time. I worry about the air traffic controllers.
After meeting behind closed doors with Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy and aviation officials, the vice president accused Senate Democrats of being unreasonable.
We're happy to talk about health care policy. We're happy to talk about tax policy. We're happy to talk about regulatory policy, but not at the point of a gun.
Democrats indicate they lack assurances Republicans will, in fact, agree to talk about health policy. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
A woman is in custody and charged with stabbing a couple on the Metro bus Monday afternoon. 31-year-old Michael Phillips, who is a woman, is facing 2 counts of assault. She allegedly got on the bus at Arsenal in Jefferson, walked to the back of it, and then stabbed a pregnant woman and her boyfriend with a knife. Then she got off the bus at Arsenal and Minnesota. The victims have non-life-threatening injuries. Well, newly named interim sheriff John Hayden was introduced at a press conference today. Hayden is open-minded to changes, but non-committal, saying he needs to see just how the office operates first. However, the former St. Louis police chief is committed to transporting detainees in need of medical care.
I'm committed myself to that. I'd say that is the expectation that we had when I was police chief. That's something that's always occurred, and so I intend to do my best to make sure that that continues to happen.
Hayden also said he would throw his hat in the ring to remain sheriff permanently if there is a special election. From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. As the government shutdown continues, Congressman Wesley Bell says potential cuts to programs like food stamps are not just a partisan thing.
48,000 people in my district are using SNAP benefits, but the overall majority are rural folks in Republican areas. So this isn't a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an American issue, and it's time that we take care of Americans.
At 3:03, it's time for an update of the St. Louis Business Index. Here's Stifel Senior Vice President for Investments, Kevin Monton. Good afternoon, Kevin.
Hi, Maria. Markets experienced a bit of a sell-off today, with the Dow closing down 109 at 47,522. S&P was also negative 68, 68.22. NASDAQ was off 374 at 23,584. And the Bloomberg St. Louis Index lost 13 at 1587. Stocks to the upside, though. Edgewell gained 1.9% at 1932. And Spire was positive 0.7% at 87.48. To the downside, Caleres was off 7% at 10.98, and Cigna lost a whopping 17% at 247.10. Finally, Stifel up 0.2% at 117.77. This has been Kevin Monton, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
A check of traffic, eastbound 55, just east of the Poplar Street Bridge. Watch out, you have an accident there, and it sounds like we have lane blockage as well. Weather is sponsored by the Woodlands of Arnold Senior Living. Dave Murray has the forecast.
All about sunshine going through our Thursday afternoon, and it's chilly, but it's supposed to be. It's late October. 58 will do it for the high. Tonight, clear and cold. Temperatures drop out of the 50s very quickly for evening plans. 40 for the overnight low. Friday, sunny, breezy. 60 trick-or-treat time. Friday evening, upper 40s, low 50s. Overnight, Friday night, some clouds and 41. Saturday, partly sunny, 55. There might be a sprinkle, a weak little cold front coming by Saturday, tough to find. It's mainly a dry day, but a northwest flow is back. Sunday, sunny and 59. Set our clocks back this weekend. Sunset on Sunday, exactly 5 p.m. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
58 degrees right now in St. Peter's. Florissant at 58, and downtown at the Arch, we have 58 degrees. I'm Maria Kina, KMOX News.
The Woodlands of Arnold campus offers skilled rehab, a beautiful assisted living community, and a secure memory care to keep your loved ones safe. Check us out at rspseniorliving.com. That's rspseniorliving.com.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Man, I love Stevie.
Me too.
I don't listen to him nearly enough. I don't do nearly a bunch of things enough. You know, I think that's just life.
You think he hits harder because you don't listen to him enough?
Probably. Yeah, probably so. Janelle's here.
Hi.
She brought cookies.
I did.
Again.
I
and
think
they're-
she brought enough for everyone.
I did. I made sure there were four of each kind.
Oh my
so
goodness.
not to leave anybody out.
They're so good. And they're right down the street from me, and I've still not gone in the store.
Why do you need to? She
I
brings
know.
them all the
Well,
time.
it's not that often, but
Once a month, they bring them in.
there have been a couple times where I'm like, oh, I'm going to go over there. I'm like, oh, we're closed at 4. Like, well, it's 4:10.
Shouldn't eat cookies after 4.
This is gonna be a
Wow.
fun one with Janelle. She does our movie reviews and entertainment. Before we get to the new movies, let's continue our conversation.
Okay.
House of Dynamite is a big deal right now. Catherine
Sure.
Bigelow movie. I loved it. I didn't love it. I hate every movie. So for me, I loved it.
You were entertained.
Right.
I was entertained.
That's what.
Happy you watched it.
That's
Happy I watched
That's
it.
how I felt.
That's mainly what a person should be looking for in a movie. It's only when you have, I will follow my sword, only when you're at the kind of where you see 5-6 movies a week like I do you start to you be able to pick apart like, oh, this doesn't work for this and then this, because you see the craft one right after another. So for the average moviegoer, as long as you're entertained, I'm like, banger job.
An average movie that you see. Did you enjoy it more 20 years ago or more now that you're so knowledgeable?
I would still say the same because like I still look at the industry and the art as something I can't do. So the fact that a lot of times that you just think of the amount of people and the scope and the huge production that it takes to just tell you a story, a 2-hour story, and to just kind of shut everything off in the rest of the world and just enjoy what's going on in front of the big screen. I still enjoy movies very much the same way. Yeah.
And Wheels, you liked House of Dynamite with a major exception.
No, I would agree with you. I'm happy I saw it. I definitely liked it. It was a great story, really tense, real life tense too, right? Like you could see like if that's playing out in the world, holy crap. I don't like movies that don't give you an ending. I hate that. I maybe it's an artistic thing and I'm just too dumb or too much of a Neanderthal. But if you're going to tell me a story, tell me the whole story. Don't tell me part of it and then stop before there's an end to the story. I want a story that ends. Doesn't have to be a perfect ending. Doesn't have to be a full ending. But some kind of thing at the end, like this is the end of the story.
Yeah, they really phoned in that ending.
Yeah, and I thought a
was like,
little bit
ooh.
of that too with Weapons, a little bit. But again, another one I liked. I was happy that I saw it.
It's a different movie. It's certainly a unique take on a horror film, and I appreciate. I liked it. It's different.
But I think that's the thing. Like, I agree with Janelle's take on House of Dynamite. And if you're just an average movie fan, you're gonna like it. It's good. Sure. It's tense. There are a lot of really great actors in it. And some of them you wish you could see more. Like anything Jared Harris is in, I want to see more. Jared Harris is amazing, and he's in it a good bit. But you could always see more of him. But it is a little too repetitive because of the way it's told. But again, the ending part was not. It wasn't like an ending where you're like, "What a terrible ending." It was just like no ending.
Yeah.
I hated the last episode of The Sopranos for that reason, and I know that was a huge debate at the end of that series because I love that series. I watched that series 3 times all the way through. I love the show. I love the series. I hated the end. So it doesn't mean you hate the movie. You just wanted it to be a better ending with some kind of closure to it.
I know it's my show, but can I talk about one of the scenes from House of Dynamite? Spoiler alert, this isn't like the whole enchilada.
Gotcha.
But
I think we know the main point, though. If you see the trailer, you get the point.
But
We
I
haven't
thought
yet.
this was a really poignant scene featuring Jared Harris, who I love.
Yeah.
When he's a Secretary of Defense and a nuclear missile is going to hit the city that his daughter is in.
Yeah.
And it's minutes and they're estranged. So it's an awkward conversation. And when he realizes there's nothing he can do,
Right.
he just ends the conversation very pleasantly.
Yes.
And I thought that was so human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did a great job with it.
Yeah.
Because you could see in his face, he's realizing
He's calculating.
there's nothing I can do.
No.
Yeah, I
There are-
agree. That was a good scene.
I will say that his is the second chapter. His scenes and his scene, I mean, without spoiling it,
Right.
is probably that. And if you take that and Rebecca Ferguson's, where she's on the
Yeah.
phone with her and she's crying and she has to tighten up and get back to work. I thought, especially as a woman, as a mother, there's been several times where you've dealt with your child and crying and so emotional, and it's like, gotta zip it up, gotta go back to work, gotta get down to business. Those two scenes, like I said, those two, great.
Yeah.
So Kevin already kind of let you know that there's a non-definite ending. Which way would you have been happier to see it go, do you think?
Honestly, I don't know that it would have mattered.
Now, I would have liked more of the fallout of after it actually did happen. Like, okay, yeah, we've seen it now from 3 different perspectives of how it is going to happen, but we should kind of like our Venn diagrams, one with the circles all overlapping each other.
Yeah.
We had the overlapping. I would have liked if some of those other circles would have dealt with more outside of the phone call that was going on, the Zoom meeting that was going
Now,
on.
if they make a sequel, they could do that.
Yeah.
Because you could do a whole sequel of picking up right from where that ended.
Just don't do it 3 different ways.
Yeah.
Is weapons keep you up at night scary?
No. It's creepy, not scary.
Yeah.
That's how I like. Nothing about it was like there weren't any jump scares that I noticed.
There were a couple.
Yeah, nothing that I didn't react to any of those, but
Jump scares for the week, I guess.
but it's a I don't know if it's creepier.
That would require emotion.
If you're like a giant baby, I guess.
I don't know if it's. Well, I felt like, I'll be honest, I felt like they telegraphed them. Like, get ready because it's coming.
There's a part where he's in his child's room and like he pulls back the cover
Yeah.
in the bed. There's a jump scare there.
But to me that was telegraphed. I saw that coming. I'm like, he's gonna do this and he's gonna turn over and it's gonna be
how do
something
you
creepy.
argue with that?
Well, no, maybe.
Good luck.
That's my superpower.
It is to force the
But the
I see that.
But
coming.
it's creepy, and I don't know if it's creepy because it's kids, but I just thought it was a good creepy movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good Halloween movie.
Mhm.
It's not. I don't think it's going to give anybody nightmares.
No, but I don't know what we'd give a person. I don't know how to judge what would give somebody nightmares.
Well, as an
so-
example, like not just because of you just did the movie, but like The Exorcist gave people nightmares.
Oh,
It's not like that.
see, and I wasn't scared by The Exorcist.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
You're both freaks.
The Exorcist didn't scare me
Different
either,
kind,
so,
but I'll
yeah.
tell you that. You're both freaks.
Don't say The Exorcist didn't scare you. That's just not true.
It didn't.
That's just not. No one has ever had that experience with The Exorcist.
I have been waiting for Andrew to fight with these two for years.
Go ahead on, man. Just because some of
Get
us
him,
ain't
Andrew.
furred.
I'm sorry. It didn't. I mean, there are movies that do scare me, but it's just Exorcist isn't one of them.
If you, that's not.
I don't have
that's
headphones,
not,
so I can't hear you.
Oh,
Just turn wheels up a little.
yeah. That's gonna be Kevin's next trick. Is just taking off his headphones. So he can.
Yeah, there you go. Now she can hear you. Go ahead and rant.
No, it's like empirically a very, very scary movie.
It's a
very
scary
frightening.
story. I didn't think the movie was scary. Does that make sense?
That is the Wheelerest thing anyone that's not
I read the
Wheeler
book.
has ever said. and it's stunning to hear someone not Wheeler. That's why I was rendered speechless, because that is a Wheeler quote from someone else's mouth, and I was shocked to hear it.
I'm so sorry. I don't know if I'm like a sense of pride
Because
or a
it's
sense of shame.
because it's to say that it's a scary story but not a scary movie. The movie is the story. That's what you're experiencing when you watch the movie, is the story of the movie.
In all fairness, though, a lot of that stuff I actually read the books before the movie, and so like
Don't
the books
try and brag on
always
us.
to me are
Don't
what?
try and brag on
I
us.
can't help that. My book learning. Yeah, the books always, like The Shining, much more scary than the movie.
They're both scary.
Okay.
I would agree with her on that one.
I mean, yeah.
I think books in general, because I think my imagination
Yeah.
is much scarier than anything
Yeah, you're
I've been
making
presented
something
with.
up in your brain that, like, a movie, once it's done for you, you're like, well, that didn't live up to it.
Yeah, like when I read Dr. Sleep, I didn't make it past the first chapter. It was so scary.
Yes.
Then I saw the movie and I was like, oh, okay.
And I mean, like in Dr. Sleep, outside the one kid's screaming, that part just is unnerving. That's an unnerving scene in Dr. Sleep where the kid is being
tortured to death.
Yeah. It's that one will stay with you.
What did you see this week?
It's not a lot of anything that's like super wow. There's a movie called Christy. It's got Sydney Sweeney in it right now. I'm sure everybody's seen her in her dress today on Twitter. That's probably the big talk.
You know what? I don't want to crap on her.
Who? Sydney Sweeney? I was like, that was,
but I don't get it.
I think it's not anything from, never mind.
I mean, you get it.
I get it. Yeah, you get it.
It's not anything from the neck up.
Unless you're thinking of the wrong person.
But here's the thing. No, here's the thing. And I can't believe I'm saying this.
Okay.
But most people have those.
Yeah.
They're especially
Yeah.
nice, but give me 5 minutes, I'll find you someone with nicer ones.
Well, you could
There's
say
a
that about
reason
like
Salma
somebody.
Hayek was so.
You could say that about somebody with like a really pretty face, right? You could be like, well, everyone's got a face.
And I would say that
There's
about someone
just
with
a nice
pretty
one.
face. Yeah.
I think she's just like the it girl. She's been
Yeah.
in a ton of popular
It's the timing, yeah.
things. And she also really leans into it. She was at the Dodgers game the other night and she's got like a little like Marilyn Monroe bob going on. Like I think she leans into that
Sure.
aesthetic a
Mhm.
lot, and like, the
She's-
audience loves
Maybe it bothers me because I'm not empirically attractive, but like on TikTok, you see people who are they're just like, here I am, here's my TikTok, and they have 50,000 followers.
It's because it's a visual media. I mean, people
Mhm.
and men are visual creatures. That's
I mean, in our sports world, most of the women you see on TV are not because they're beautiful, but they are beautiful. There are plenty of talent. There's plenty of talent in a lot of them in the
like ESP, the reporters.
yes, as an example. But like, why do you think that
There's not a lot of Greta Van Sustrans.
they think
I miss
dudes?
Greta.
They think dudes are going to be watching more because Carissa Thompson is on there instead of someone who's just normal looking.
I would find that incredibly insulting if I were a female sports person who was not gorgeous.
How about just a female?
No, but yeah,
Right.
but honestly, I know.
Yeah,
people
I don't
in
think
the business.
I don't think the ones that benefit from it are even that crazy about it.
No,
because-
Right.
you're right. Because and listen, if you listen to Aaron Andrews now, there's somebody. Do you guys remember Jill Arrington? For a long time, Jill Arrington was the top college sideline reporter. I went to college with Jill Arrington, and there was a time when she was that person, and then she got older, and all of a sudden she got pushed aside.
Right.
And she talks a lot about that now. Like, wow, you're good at your job, you're doing this, and you have skills, but all of a sudden, boom, you're pushed aside. But at the same time, she got the job in the beginning, in part because she also fit the look, in addition to having good journalistic skills and all of that,
But then she's always going to be considered like how good are you? You only got this job because you're pretty.
which is totally
Another thing,
unfair.
Which
Totally
is another
unfair.
thing that women deal with.
Yes.
So it's like I can't possibly know anything about sports because
Right.
of how I look. The fact that I might put on makeup today means that I've checked my brain on any topic
Yeah.
ever. So
Well, I've always found it interesting as a sports guy when other sports guys will get mad because, well, she can't be an analyst on that. She can't have an opinion on that because she didn't play. Neither did you, dude. I didn't play
Good
football.
point.
I didn't play football, but I got opinions on football because I watch a lot of football and I talk to football people. It's okay.
yeah,
but-
but it's an easy shot. It's
No, I
that's
get
all
it.
it is.
Yes.
It's an easy
Yes.
insult.
Yeah.
So So yeah, saw Christy.
Back to Sydney, sweetie.
So we saw Christy. Train Dreams is coming out on Netflix. I think it's going to be in theaters this next week, but I think you'll really enjoy it. I think that's really your kind of movie. It's about a guy who lives in the Pacific Northwest building railroad track during time from like 1917 to like 1960, and just about his life. There are tragedies that happen to him, but it's just about one guy. Sometimes it's very quiet. It's very scenic. He's just in a cabin.
Love it.
Sometimes just sitting out there on his porch. I was like, oh, if this is not a Dave movie.
Yeah, I like that.
Right. Let's see. Begonia comes out Friday. It comes out tomorrow.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. I still suggest people watch the original, the South Korean one first, because it's a little bit wackier.
Although I've not seen any of his movies. I've not seen any of these movies that they have been in before.
Oh,
the
Yorgos?
director. Yes.
Okay.
So I don't have my sea legs for that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be anything wacky.
Okay.
I mean, it's just going to be different, and just enjoy the acting and the story and how it plays out. I mean, it's a movie, you know, it's like,
yeah,
just enjoy it. But yeah, that's there. Blue Moon, Ethan Hawke, about Lorenz Hart, who was part of Rodgers and Hart, who was then part of Rodgers and Hammerstein, does a great acting job. It's very melancholy, kind of depressing. It's going to be that time of year, though. We're heading into a lot of depressing movies, so not looking forward to that.
All right, quick break, right back, DJS.
Setting goals for retirement is one thing, but knowing how to achieve those goals is another.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different.
For tips on building a better nest egg, tune in to the All Financial Hour with host Steve All, Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6, right here on KMOX. You can also visit yourmoneymattersstl.com for more details.
Explore passion and romance as the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra performs two of the most exhilarating pieces in orchestral music. Violinist Nikolai Shep-Schneider showcases his virtuosity as he soars through Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto. And music director Stefan Deneuve leads the SLSO in Rachmaninoff's breathtakingly beautiful Second Symphony. Experience this unforgettable performance November 1st and 2nd. Tickets available at slso.org.
Do you have a dark curiosity? Heart Starts Pounding, Horrors, Hauntings, and Mysteries is a weekly podcast hosted by me, Kaylin Moore. Each week, I'll take you on a dark journey through terrifying true urban legends, bizarre true crime cases, chilling tales of backwoods horror, and more. So if you're looking to join a passionate community of the darkly curious, check out Heart Starts Pounding on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, stay curious.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring. Boy, what to say about Mike. I will say that you can go into any of the three Michael's Flooring locations. Let them know you're from the show, not just because it is good for me. It is good for me. It's always good for me when you guys tell Skip Weber or anyone like, oh, I heard about you in the DGS. But what it's going to do is put them into a different mindset. They're not screwing over people who don't come from the DGS, but Mike has told them in no uncertain terms, don't ever let someone from the DGS leave without making sure you have turned over every stone, every possible way of saving them money, of giving them what they want for the very best price. So you can feel very, very confident. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to make an ask like, hey, could I get this for this much? Could you throw in this or that? Wall-to-wall carpeting, area rugs, which we can loom ourselves. I don't say that nearly enough. Hardwood flooring, ceramic tile, the linoleum, anything at all. We're going to have it brand new in the box for less money with better customer service. michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
The Dave Glover Show, weekdays at 1 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 326. Janelle's here until 3 p.m. Mike Elam doesn't know he's being canceled, so he'll probably show up. What's I going to talk about in this quick little break here?
Was it about
Hold, please.
Okay.
No. You can talk. That was just bad timing.
Should we do elevator music?
Bad timing.
The moment is past.
I was thinking last night, yesterday, when Andrew and Wheels were having their big fight. What was it about?
McDonald's.
No, that's first one.
No, that was
Was
the
it
money.
stealing?
Yes,
The money.
the
He
money.
was mad at me too. It
The money.
wasn't
Yeah,
just
actually, he was
Wheels.
mad at all three of us.
I've had so many texts about that segment.
Really?
And someone during it online said, you guys have simultaneously hit the biggest highs and biggest lows of the DGS in the last week. So I'm guessing they thought that was a low, but you can't turn it. Like I can't anyway. Like when they're fighting, I'm in. And I was just thinking about, we all don't have the same level of reaction, but all humans have a little part in their brain that when someone tells you you're wrong, especially aggressively,
Sure.
it's a real poke.
Yes.
Sure.
And you have like an almost uncontrollable flinch
Sure.
reaction.
I agree.
Of course.
Yeah.
The reaction is to dig
we
in. No. I'm just saying, like, the reaction is, I think, naturally to dig in.
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot of maturity that I don't have to not do that when someone's like, you're wrong about that. It's very hard to like
I agree.
Yeah.
take like a deep breath and consider what the other person is saying instead of just going, no, because this.
Yeah, I think
which is what I think Kevin and I both do.
Yeah, and I think in a lot of ways it takes some time to realize that.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to necessarily happen instantaneously. Now, if you're preparing for like a really serious debate, that's a different thing, right? Like we're going to prepare, we're going to debate this big issue. It shouldn't be like that. But when you're just having a dumb argument in the moment, it really is going to be difficult to be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Like it takes time to reach that.
Did nobody else make some fair points in the argument yesterday? Maybe some other people, but me made some fair points. But I mean, I look. Once you're in, you gotta be in. You gotta commit.
Yeah. Plus, radio's not the medium for you to be like, hold on, let me think about
Right. Right.
Good point.
No, that's a good point. When it's live on the radio, you got to talk.
No risk of that.
I can't necessarily say that.
The Cardinals season may be over, but in St. Louis, sports never stop. The Chiefs are chasing another championship. Mizzou football is making noise, and the Blues are back on the ice. Every weekday at 5, Rush Hour Sports keeps you ahead of the game with news, traffic, weather, and the biggest stories in sports. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bertie Nicholas. 3 trusted voices St. Louis fans count on. Rush Hour Sports, weekdays at 5 on KMOX.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauley household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home, 2 gig upload, 2 gig download mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got a little trouble on Highway 70 out west. We have a stalled tractor trailer right now in the right lane, westbound 70, just before David Holcomb Parkway. Traffic's a solid jam at Wentzville Parkway. This morning it was a tractor trailer crash, eastbound 70, east of Warrenton. Now it's a stalled semi, westbound David Holcomb Parkway. So solid jam there. Now, westbound 70, other than that, looks pretty good until you get around 79 out through Highway K. It is slow. Eastbound 70, though, you've got heavy traffic east of the Blanchett Bridge into 270 and Lucas Hunt into about Goodfellow. Southbound 270 is bogged down at 364, goes all the way down to Doherty Ferry, a little busy past 44 after that. North 270, Manchester up to Ladue, slow. South 170, busy from Delmar to 64. Westbound 64, Science Center out to McCausland's heavy. It's slow again from Lindbergh to 270. A little busy right just west of K-Breesley, but it looks good west of there. Southbound 55, south of Arsenal down through Bates is pretty slow. Z down through the McNutt area. Northbound 55 approaching 67. Westbound 44, the ramp lane's back up at Geyer onto South 270. And in Metro East, westbound 64 jams approaching 158, slow from there through Greenmount. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Brought to you by Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. Hi, Margaret with Eamon Gantner and Capriano. Life happens. Accidents, deaths. Make your estate plan now, or the courts will decide for you later. Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com.
The choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
So doing what I do for a living and doing these live endorsements, I've done so many, I don't really think about anyone in particular one, but I can tell you that the lives from Michael's Baths have just been easy. It's like taking a 10-foot rim and making it 7 feet. I just feel like I can dunk on every shot because Mike is so great and his business makes so much sense that you just put the word out there, you put the information out there that it exists and people just go to it. So Mike 30 years ago made the decision. I still don't know why. Next time I see him, I'll ask him, where he stopped being a general construction guy and just did bathrooms. And 30 years later, which he couldn't have known, it turned into a cottage industry with bath fitter and 3-day kitchen and bath and things like that. But he has better products, which he'll bring their products to your home and show you. And you can, I kind of like theirs better. But I feel confident you're going to think he has better products, definitely better customer service, family owned and operated, locally owned and operated. All the money stays here in town. He's 50% less typically, sometimes even more than the national brand. If he tells you he's going to be there on Tuesday, he's going to be there on Tuesday. So everything to like about Mike. Call him at 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com.
Hey, Dave, this is Susan L. Ward, and my law firm and I want to wish you congratulations on your 25 years with the show. I am really, really glad that you left family law practice to me And here's to 25 more for you on radio.
Tom Ackerman for Busey Bank and Building Community, proudly recognizing the Community Action Agency of St. Louis County. Known as CASTLE, the agency is one of a network of community action agencies coming together to transition people out of poverty towards self-sufficiency. CASTLE serves 44,000 people in St. Louis County every year. Learn more about the Community Action Agency of St. Louis County at caastlc.org. That's caastlc.org.
This is Blake Trevunza, Commercial Relationship Manager at Busey. The Community Action Agency of St. Louis County, also known as CASTLE, helps people move from crisis to stability. With housing, food, health, legal aid, education, and more, CASTLE empowers families to break the cycle of poverty. Take action yourself and find out more about CASTLE, the Community Action Agency of St. Louis County. That's what building community is all about. Join Busey. Get involved as we continue building the communities we call home.
Looking for your dream home in Wentzville? Welcome to Sutton Farms by Lombardo Homes, where community and comfort come together. Enjoy resort-style living with a private clubhouse, indoor courts, a splash pad, sand volleyball, walking trails, and even a dog park. Choose from our newest Parkside series, or design your own custom home in our nature or traditional series, all within the top-rated Wentzville School District. Discover the perfect blend of small-town charm and modern convenience at Sutton Farms, located off Piney Road in Wentzville. Visit lombardohomes.com to learn more.
Fridays mean football. From a zoo to the NFL, we've got your weekend covered.
R3, ready?
It's Friday football on KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DJ S on KMOX. 3:35 from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk. Dave Murray joins us. Hello, Dave.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Just a reminder, tomorrow we'll be on at 1 o'clock with the weather.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, 1 o'clock his time. 3 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. 3 o'clock your time.
It's all news to me.
Okay.
Because we're gonna start the Halloween show.
Yes,
Right.
I know.
At his normal time.
Yes,
At
yes.
3:30. Right.
Yeah, and the Halloween forecast is always kind of special. Even if it's not special, it's just special.
Man, I can't
Sure.
wait for it. I love your Halloween show. I love it.
I think you're going to like this one.
Really,
Yeah,
I
it's pretty
love
good.
them all. I think
Yeah.
I have them all still like somewhere on recording.
The hardest part for me, the DJS Halloween special, is that you want it to be good, you want it to be scary, you want there to be a payoff, but you don't want to just like create something out of whole cloth. And this time, the one thing I can tell you is that from the minute we arrived at Emmaus Village till the minute I pulled away, I was very uncomfortable. I was truly scared. I kept making eye contact with Rach, like, okay. This is where the shower girl ghost lives. And I'm like, oh, excellent. And they're like, this is where the nurse in 1920 fell into a boiling crock of bacteria and her skin sloughed off. And just like, ugh. And then the ghost guys, the haunted souls, had these ghost busting machines. And unless they were like controlling them and had perfect timing, there were some really strange responses.
Well, there was one time they weren't controlling it.
Yeah, there's one time you had it down in the dungeon.
Yeah.
So.
Was it a dungeon?
No, but it was a dungeon.
It was a crawl space, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they have actual dungeons.
I
as
was like, I
sanitariums,
didn't think
but-
that was a part of it.
Yeah, I love when you guys do the history of the places that you go.
Well, this
Those
will
are
be-
Yeah,
always-
there's
I
really good
love-
explanation of the history in this
I
one. Yeah.
love that.
It'll be very much that.
I love the storytelling. Yes.
It'll be very much that.
Yay, I'm excited.
Dave, you a Halloween guy?
No. Kind of. You know what? It's a fun
talking
moment.
himself
I'm not
into
a
it.
dress up. I'm not a dress up kind of guy.
Aw.
I don't want to go on costumes and all that stuff.
I thought you'd go out as a cheeseburger in paradise.
That's a good idea. though.
Yeah, just a Hawaiian shirt and a parrot on your shoulder seems to be
That's
kind of
right.
easy.
I feel like the DGS is kind of in the doghouse today because today was our dress up day at work.
Oh.
And everyone knows we don't participate.
I didn't see anybody dressed up.
They
The
probably took
party
them
was
off by
earlier.
then.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Like DGS, we get made fun of for good reason because
you're a cult.
Yeah, we go everywhere together. We're always walking in a line like the Abbey Road album
Keep
cover.
those people alone. Keep them over there.
Yeah, and we don't do the dress up thing, but I don't know.
It's okay.
I mean, it's fine.
I told the guys next year we should all dress up as each other. That would be funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Who's who?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I guess we could draw from a hat.
That would be fun.
I think you would be the funniest Wheeler.
Okay.
That would be pretty great.
You'd be the, or
How do you get the hair?
You'd be the funniest Rage.
And
So are
the
you
room
going to be
goes
Andrew?
silent.
That's right. That's not a big sell, Dave. That's it's not working.
Dave would have to be Andrew in that scenario, and then I got to be Dave.
And then we all have to do each other's jobs.
I can only do one.
I think if Dave was Rachel, you'd lean into it a little bit.
I might enjoy it a little bit too much.
Yeah. kind of like when we play games.
Yeah.
Tossing your hair over your shoulder.
I might be a little James Gum.
He might not want to take the wig off.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Rachel isn't quite this coquettish.
Becomes a whole case of single white female real quick.
Rachel's really putting it out there today.
Dave's like, I'm Rachel, but if she had bangs. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for here.
And not just bangs, but curtain bangs. See, I should know what curtain bangs are.
See, that's why.
Yeah. So, Dave, let's do a little forecasting.
Okay. First of all, we've mentioned this almost every day this week. Time change weekend coming up. I don't want people to forget to set our clocks back 1 hour before going to bed Saturday night. Good idea to change the batteries in your clocks, smoke detectors, things like that. But the sunset on Sunday is 5 p.m., so be ready for that. Also, my people have talked to your people, and coming up on November 20th, it's a Thursday. Can you guess what it is? It's the winter forecast. December, January, February, November 20th. So the date is set. Also, some rainfall numbers for you before we get into the forecast. October 1st through the 17th, we didn't have a drop of rain. We were in a relatively serious drought. October 18th, and I'll throw in tomorrow too, because tomorrow's going to be dry, 3.21 inches of rain. So that puts us above average for the month and a little bit above average for the year, though the fall was very dry. But rainfall numbers as far as the month and the year, we're in good shape all of a sudden. No rain in sight, sunny, a little breezy tomorrow afternoon, 50s to near 60, trick-or-treat time, 48 to 52, partly cloudy down to 39. First weekend of November, Saturday, partly sunny, a secondary cold front coming by. Might pop a sprinkle in a couple of spots. Tough to find, 55 for the high. Saturday night, 37, and Sunday sunny and 59 degrees. I still don't think there's a widespread frost in sight, but out west, there could be a little spotty frost, some patchy frost around over the next couple of mornings, but it's not a widespread frost, not a widespread freeze.
Dave, you still seeing some cold snap at the beginning of November?
Yes. Unfortunately, this might be it, as far as the long range is concerned, but it's going to stay rather chilly into early next week. And I see a little bit of warmth. I don't see big time warmth, but a little bit of a warmth coming in here for at least part of November. I don't think we're not settling into cold weather.
Okay, cool. Headlines, Rach?
Brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. So 5 new suspects have been arrested over the Louvre robbery. And this is reported by French radio. And really, I only wanted to do this story because I got to thinking about how cool French radio must sound. I mean, it just sounds... I need to listen to this
I bet we
sometime.
sound like a bunch of honking geese to them.
Yes.
No, everybody thinks the other languages sound cooler than their own.
Really?
Yeah.
French people like our
No, don't get me
accents?
wrong. They don't think that they would not want to have the American accent, but they still think it's cool.
So phony AI-generated videos of Hurricane Melissa have flooded social media sites. This is just sad because it's caused real devastation in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But then, people are just being inundated with fake stuff. We just live in disappointing times right now. Hopefully we can get all this worked out at some point.
Those people have too much time on their hands. Too much time.
You know what I heard, Dave? I heard that it was 100 degrees after the hurricane blew through because of humidity or something. And so these poor people are literally shoveling mud out of their houses in 100-degree weather.
Yeah, it is very hot down in the islands. No question about it.
New Mexico becomes the first state to offer free universal child care next week. This is going to save families an average of $12,000 per year. Now, the program is funded by the state's oil and gas revenues, and it includes recruiting more registered home providers and setting up a low-interest loan fund for child care facilities. That's cool if you're a parent in New Mexico.
Yeah.
King Tut's treasures have all been finally reunited. Since King Tut's tomb was uncovered in 1922, all of his stuff was scattered across the earth, but now all of the treasures are back together at the Grand Egyptian Museum in Giza.
Does this mean the curses are broken?
I think the curse is just getting started. We finally got all of his stuff.
Well, that was the problem, right? Isn't it? Like you steal stuff and it goes away, and that it unleashes the curse, and you get them back together, and it's like, okay.
I thought in the mummy it was different. I thought
was
he was gathering all of his organs together.
Oh, yeah.
I understand that it's falling in King Tut's actual tomb.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about the roof's about to fall in.
Anybody but me, but when you hear King Tut, do you want to break into Steve Martin?
Yes.
King Tut song?
King
Tut.
So J.D. Vance and Pete Buttigieg are topping an early New Hampshire presidential poll. Vance leads the Republican side with 51% of support, and Buttigieg leads the Democrats with 19%.
All right. Can we just all the polling people?
No, I'm having fun. I want to keep doing it.
It's 3 years away.
Yeah, this is
What are
the
we
only
doing?
thing we ever talk about is elections.
I know this is my point. Like the news has to be more, and these polls, you got to be doing more than just constantly counting down to the next freaking election. Like that's all we do is obsess. How many times in the last 20 years has a poll 3 years out shown us anything of meaning?
And do
But
you think
it's
do you think it affects the primaries at
No
all?
idea.
Because like then
I
people
think
are
so.
like,
I think it's just a
they've
waste
already
of
picked him.
time.
Yeah, why should I vote for my guy
Yeah,
if
it's
he
just a
doesn't have
waste.
a
But
chance?
it's just a waste of time too. Like 3 years before 2016, 0 people were saying Donald Trump. So what's the point?
Well, he wasn't running yet,
Well, nobody is. It's 3 years away.
but they're probably going to run. All right.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Yeah, I think J.D. Vance is definitely going to be running.
Yeah,
Yes.
Pete's now it drives me nuts when there's someone who everyone knows is probably going to run.
Yeah.
And
Oh, they do the
Savannah Guthrie asked
I haven't
them.
thought about it.
I want to punch him in the wiener.
Yeah, thinking about it. Maybe.
I'm
Right
not
now,
even
I'm
thinking
just,
about that.
I'm just focused on Kentucky. It's like, you lying son of a bitch.
Yeah.
All you're thinking about
Yeah,
is
you're
being
paying
president.
consultants. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
All right.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This traffic reports the service of the St. Louis Zoo. We have trouble on Highway 70 both directions. If you're coming into town, eastbound 70 at Goodfellow, we have an injury crash. Only the left lane is open. Traffic's a solid jam back to Florissant Road in Cool Valley. Of course, there's a little westbound slowdown past that scene. Other than that, westbound 70, you've got some heavy traffic running right at 79 almost out to K. And then it's bumper to bumper from 61 all the way out to about David Hokel Park, where they were trying to clear a semi that was stalled from the right lane there. Southbound 270, stop and go pockets, 364 down through Olive, but it remains slow all the way down to Doherty Ferry. Northbound Manchester to almost Olive is busy. Southbound 170 bogs down at Olive as well. Westbound 64 Boyle out to McCausland slow. A bog down again from Lindbergh to 270. Some heavy stuff at the west end of the valley. They're reporting a crash on the Boone Bridge. I can't see it, but the right lane is backing up, so you may want to stick with the left lanes after you get to that point or approaching it. Westbound 44 west of Lindbergh. The right lane's back up. Southbound 55 just kind of off the pace. Gasconade Bates north of Z to McNutt. Westbound 44 past the bridges downtown slow. Eastbound 64 from the bridge over to 70s heavy, and westbound 64 jams approaching 158 slow to Greenmount. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Sponsored by the St. Louis Zoo. Don't miss Boo at the Zoo at the St. Louis Zoo. Enjoy festive Halloween decorations, zoo attractions, and animals, including the zoo's newest resident, Charlie the Komodo Dragon. Boo at the Zoo runs nightly from 5 to 8:30 p.m. and ends on October 30th. Get tickets now at stlzoo.org.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos. And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level. It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon. Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The DGS Halloween show is back, and you can hear it first on Friday, October 31st, starting at 4 p.m. Hear all about their ghost hunting experience and all the thrills and chills the show experienced this year. And to check out the ghost adventures from the past 20 years, head to KingdomOX.com/Halloween. The DGS Halloween Show, presented by Lore Wine and Spirits. Try Ghost Tequila today, the perfect spicy spirit to bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level.
It's Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates, the doctor's doctors, 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM. Visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
The ACA Marketplace has announced significant increases on their monthly premiums for 2026, with deductibles over $10,000. You can enroll with Greg Hammond's Freedom of Choice plans now. You don't have to wait. One of their plans lets you use any doctor, has 0 outpatient deductibles, and it's 30 to 60% lower costs than most Obamacare plans. Other options are full coverage PPOs with national networks, copays, and 100% annual preventative care. Also, there's no income disclosure required, so no potential tax penalties. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call Greg and they'll provide all available options. Call 314-794-7784. That's 314-794-7784. Or go to greghammonds.com. That's greghammonds.com. He can custom design a plan managed and chosen by you, not the government.
Welcome back, DJS. We're just discussing how they should play this song every time you have to give bad news. Every funeral home should have this on repeat, just like.
I was having a bad day, but now things don't seem so bad.
How can you not dance to that?
Yeah, someone should do someone probably has done their PhD on that. It's just that one and do you remember
September? Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
They're just
something in the melody.
Something in the melody. Just get you.
Except for Wheeler. He does not move.
No whimsy.
No.
It's fine.
I have another kind of existential thought. Not really existential, kind of political. I was just thinking last night again how everything's made up and we're living in a matrix. And it just seems to me that whether it was by intention, which I'm conspiratorial enough to open my mind to that, or it's just the way things shook out, that the government just gives us a list of government-approved distractions. Have some alcohol, have some porn, have some sports, have Netflix.
Don't mind if I do.
And then we just go, right on.
Well, we do know from history that happened. Happened in Rome.
The bread and circuses.
People are upset. Let's have gladiator games. And we'll give everybody food. There's always passing out bread and stuff. I mean, it's happened.
No,
I wouldn't argue that it's happening now, but I would argue that it has happened in human history. So
isn't that what they always accuse, like the psyops online, certain people that are just put out there to?
Yeah,
I don't even know it was a conspiracy. It's more of you've learned.
Right.
Happy people don't revolt. Content people don't start revolutions. So if you're in that wealthy class and you don't want people coming to your door, people stay relatively happy. Like, 'cause even think about how, even if our life sucks now, it doesn't suck like it did 100 years ago.
True.
You got streaming TV in your house. You've got a cell phone. You've got video games. you're not out there just starving.
Yet, if you could do a blood test on everyone, we might be unhappier now than we were then.
That's the reason they shoved Sydney Sweeney out there in that dress.
There you go, Dave.
I don't see it.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25